Alright.
Are we using these?
Welcome to the Shadows of Brimstone. The history as you knew it has changed and no longer exists. If you look at the screen here on the TV, you will see that the United States doesn't. I shouldn't have given you those books yet.
Can't see past.
Quit looking at those books.
Hey, Marshall.
Look at the screen.
Wow. We have Lexi.
Fancy.
You can only see up to Nebraska.
I did that in the wrong order. The United States no longer looks like what you remember from history class. In key elements of history. In 1863, the Battle of Gettysburg was being fought as you know it. When there are rumors that you've heard, the year is 1880, by the way. In 1863, there were rumors that on the third day of the fight, during Pickett's charge, when Pickett and the Confederates charged up Little Round Top, and they were held off by the Union. The Union held the field that day, but the dead got up and reattacked. When that happened, the Confederates had enough force to fight to a stalemate in Gettysburg, and the Union never won the war. That's all rumors, and you don't know if that's true or if that's Union stories so that they can make excuses, but that's what you've heard. What you do know, in 1868, there was a great event called the Shattering. The entire coast of California, from here to here, all the way up California, was rocked by a series of incredible earthquakes, and most of the coast of California fell off into the ocean. When that happened, there were huge canyons and huge canyons underwater, and all kinds of rumors of monstrous, evil monstrosities, like that big thing from Jurassic Park, came swimming out of underground caverns. That
the
big,
Mosasaurus?
what was it called? No, the
giant
big water one.
Yeah, the Mosasaurus. It's
Whatever.
the giant.
The one that goes, aww.
Yeah.
The one that leaped out and.
Anyway, in addition to that, there was also discovered deposits of this dark black obsidian stone that was hot to the touch, and rumors that people could hear screaming when they touched it. They called it ghost rock. You've also heard it called dark stone. Deposits of that stuff have been found out west and been considered extremely valuable by collectors and uses for other purposes you don't know or you aren't aware of. So you've heard of it, but you've never seen or touched any. All right. Since the Civil War never ended, it continued on and it continues to this day. However, the North and the South are in a ceasefire and basically a long-term continuing stalemate. This is the border of the Union country, the Union-covered territory. So everything north up here. This is the border of the Confederates down to the south. Everything in here is Confederate territory. This big section in the middle is called the Disputed Territories, which consists of Kansas, Colorado, and Utah. Three other big factions have developed. The control of California has broken off from the United States and is now its own territory, and is being controlled out of the city of Los Angeles here in Los Angeles, or what used to be Los Angeles, now is the city of Los Angeles. There are also 2 Indian territories that govern most of South Dakota, Nebraska, and Wyoming. One is the Sioux Nation, under control of Sitting Bull, and the other is the Coyote Confederation, under control of the Coyote, hence the name. These are Apache Indians and Comanche Indians, the real vicious ones that you've heard of from your Old West stories. These up here are the Sioux Indians, which are not as vicious from what you know, but they are very controlling and very stern, if you will. Okay? They don't take guff from nobody. Guff, that's a Western word. Alright.
Is Nevada part of the Union?
Nevada is part of the Union.
Okay.
Anything
The
that's
key
outlying
cities
important.
in the contested territories are Denver here in Colorado, Salt Lake City in Utah, and Dodge City in Kansas. Okay? If you have questions on the map, we can cover that at a later time. It's not really relevant but to individual tasks and things, but it's there for you guys to know what the history is. During this whole ceasefire, the colonization of the West has continued, and it is now a big race between the railroad barons. Those guys are the ones who basically control the West. Since the soldier or the militaries on either side can't, it's the rail barons who have a lot of influence. I'm not going to go through each one of the rail lines and everything. What I want to point out is Denver is where the Union Blue runs their railroad across the Union Blue runs their railroad here across the Union territories into Denver, and the main spur here on the south is the what's that one called? The Bayou Vermilion that runs all the way from Louisiana out to El Paso. And El Paso to Denver, this line here with the Rocky Mountains, is about as far as the major railroads have made it. All these other ones are little spurs that are sometimes operational, sometimes not, and don't have consistent traffic. The goal of all these rail barons is to make it past the Rockies out to California, where they can start shipping big containers full of that ghost rock back east, so that they can start using it for whatever they want.
Wait, what's the other name for the ghost?
Darkstone. Alright. The local railroads that you care about are the ones here between Denver and Salt Lake City, and that is primarily the Denver Pacific. Alright, so let me go back to the first one. You guys have all come together from various different locations, some from the west, some from the east, some from the north, maybe even some from the south, and have all converged in the town you're in right now. The town you're in is Masthead. Okay?
Where's that?
This town of Masthead in the map area is right there.
Where is it, Kelly?
In western Colorado, right near the border of...
I don't know, I can't see.
Here, let me mark it.
Okay.
Right there.
Still can't see that.
It's yellow.
I made it yellow. I should yellow on yellow. How about
Red? Or green?
How about
Or blue?
purple?
Oh.
Right there is where you guys are. Is in western Colorado, west of the Rocky Mountains, just off a railroad spur, almost on the border of Salt Lake or Utah. Okay. You guys have all come there through various means, and those are part of your stories if you choose to share them. Okay, so now that you've settled in western Colorado, you guys have all found yourselves at a town called Masthead. Masthead is a podunky little town, and you took the train there with basically the last of your money and resources to get you and your horse there. You ended up in the town, and of course when one goes to a town, what's the first thing you do?
Get drunk.
Go to the saloon, right?
Yeah.
So, alright, we will resume our story at the saloon in Masthead. Alright,
Can I have my bio?
we're going to go through everybody's... Yeah, I'll give you your bio if you want to review this while we go through our people. Anybody else want theirs to remember the stories they told me?
Sure, me.
I don't like them.
I wouldn't mind, please.
Mine doesn't have
Thank you. Okay.
If you don't have one, you're going to have to kind of flex on the fly.
it. Yeah, I'll pick mine too.
Oh, wait. Do I go by the first name or the second?
The first name.
Kids might as well just
Okay.
hand them all out just in case.
Dad, you have yours. It's upstairs, I think, right?
Right, you can
Okay.
have mine.
Can you maybe grab it?
Sure.
Where is it?
No, don't worry about it right now. We'll get it at the break. Okay. You two make stuff up as we go on the fly, think about it, and then we'll write it down as a bio when we get time. Okay, this represents everything you are in Brimstone, or in the Shadows of Brimstone game, okay? The class that's listed on the front is for you to know, not necessarily anybody else to know. If you have a class, that's what we called you, and that's what you can consider yourself. If it says proxy behind it, then that's the game materials that I'm using to make you what you are, because your class doesn't exist as a game mechanic. Okay? Alright, so if you look at your stats, you're all going to be level 1 with no experience, no dark stone, and we'll figure out the gold here in a second. You have 6 stats on the left. Those are stats that represent your key stats of that character. Okay? Those stats, when it comes to using them, will be how many dice you will roll to do a check. So if I say I need you to do an agility check, you would grab this number of dice that equal your agility number to roll them. Okay? So those things, high number is better. The highest the number can get is 6. Period. The lowest it can get is 1. It can never go to 0. On the right side, the initiative is higher is better. The highest it can go is 10. The lowest it can go is 0. Movement is the number of spaces you'll move on a board. Grit we'll cover here in a second. It's basically the opportunity to trigger your special abilities, or the re-roll the dice if you have want to try again. It's your get out of jail free card stuff. Corruption is the kind of like the good versus evil aspect of your character. Okay, the more corruption you take, the more bad things are happening to your character, the more influence potentially evil spirits or evil influence has on you, and it may result in things happening to your character. Okay, the max you can take for a corruption is 5. After that, that is usually a trigger for something. Okay. On your physical stats, you have the number of health. That's basically your hit points, the defense, armor, and then your current health. I will show you how you're going to use those in real time here instead of just talking you through it. But you have basically three pools. You have your health pool, you have your sanity pool. Kind of, you guys all played that game where we played the Mansions of Madness, where you had health and sanity, physical, mental. It's the same kind of thing. Okay.
Did I play that?
I don't remember. And then your third pool is your corruption pool. Okay. All right. On your class abilities page on page 2, it has keywords. So if I ever ask anybody if they have a keyword this, you can do this. That's where you want to keep track of your keywords that you have available to you. I really like your hat, by the way.
It's close.
All right. And you have a starting ability, okay, on your listed there.
Is it called the starting up?
We will go through those when the time comes for your specific characters. Switch to page 3. If you're going to shoot a ranged weapon, range to hit is the number that you need to exceed on a dice. So if I rolled a 6, I would hit on a 6+. If I rolled a 1, I would miss. If, say my range to hit is 4, I need to roll a 4, 5, or 6 in order to successfully hit with that ranged weapon. You may have some bonuses and abilities listed under that, and you may have weapons listed there. It'll show you what the weapon is, how many hands it takes to wield that weapon, the range of that weapon, and the number of shots it can do, and then any bonuses. And then the same thing, you have range and you have melee.
Can we acquire weapons?
Yeah. So we'll talk about those and how to apply them real time. Alright, page 5 is any clothing that you're wearing. Some of you may already have clothing pre-equipped. Many of you do not. This does not mean you're walking around naked. This means that you don't have anything extraordinary to your normal t-shirt or pants or whatever.
No superhero outfits yet.
No superhero outfits yet. The columns that you see, look under gear. You should all have gear listed. It again tells you what the item is and then what it can be sold for, price or money wise. The anvil is how much weight it costs you to carry that. The little crystal symbol is dark stone. That's the dark influence of that item. The hand symbol is how many hands it takes, and then the little symbol with the white circle in the middle, that's an upgrade bar. Okay, so that means if it has 2 in there, you could hook 2 upgrade items into that item. So like say you had a pistol that had 2 upgrades, that means you could infuse like a scope on it, not a pistol, but like put a scope on it,
Sure you could.
or put on a hair trigger on it, and you can upgrade your pistol that way. Okay, so that's what those mean. Down at the bottom, you'll see the total weight and the total dark stone. Those will be totals that you'll need to do at the end of every adventure in order to track, 1, the weight. You won't be able to carry any more than 5 plus your strength in weight, so you can't carry 14 different things around. You have to prioritize what you want. And the dark stone is what causes corruption, because it's that black obsidian freaky stone that exposes you to what might potentially be evil in the world.
How many did you say how much weight can you carry?
You can carry 5 plus your strength number. So if you want to write down on your total weight down at the bottom under gear, you could write down underneath that, you could write down the maximum, and then write down 5 plus your strength. That way you remember what it is. That may change if you get higher strength. You may get or the ability to carry some items without weight or whatever. Okay? But you're going to have to track that. I'm not tracking each one of you guys. If you turn to page 7 at the bottom, you all should have a horse listed with a movement of 10.
Yes!
All right.
Where?
I chose random colors. If you really don't like the color of your horse and want to change it, you can erase that and change it to one of 6 different colors.
Oh, what
What
are the 6
6
colors?
Black,
What about
gray,
neon
yellow, red,
But neon
white,
yellow.
and
Shut up.
Can mine be a mix?
another red,
Can mine
rust
be a
or something
mix
like
of
that.
the 2 colors?
No,
Oh.
because I don't have a mix.
Oh.
Yeah, you can do one of these colors.
Here.
Wait, what's this?
Horse
got
can be one of those
ponies.
colors.
Oh wait, you could actually do one. No way.
Are those
I
not?
guess you're having an orange horse.
Kelly, is there a black and white one?
I don't know.
Got a yellow horse.
No, they're all solid color.
Oh, that would be Palomino. You know, gray with yellow.
Yeah, that's why.
That's so you can pick your horse out of the bag when I throw them on the table, so that you're not all to be the same color horse. That's what the one I have is like, has them spread out. You guys can discuss that at the break if you want to trade horse colors with each other.
So we'd be trading horses?
Everybody has a basic horse, okay? The side bag on page 8, that is your pouch, like your big postal messenger pouch. And that is the stuff that you can carry in your side bag, okay? We'll cover what the tokens do and all that kind of stuff. You should all have a capacity listed of 5, okay? At the end of this, when we get set up, I will ask you if you will all be able to pick one to start of either the first 3, bandage, whiskey, or dynamite.
Wait, say that again. The last thing.
You'll be able to pick
Easy
one of the
choice for
first
me.
3.
Whiskey.
Bandage, whiskey, or dynamite. No, you
Right?
can have
Wait.
bandage,
Oh,
whiskey,
I
or
want the
dynamite.
4th one.
Okay, under notes, each of you has a personal item that allows you to do one special ability, and it has the conditions for that.
We
You'll,
don't
under-
have
like it.
anything written
you'll
for
understand more of that as
Are we allowed
go.
to pick whatever that is? Then?
Under notes.
mine. Yeah,
Yes,
you have
that's because
personal.
you didn't tell me what the
I
personal
texted
item
it to
is.
you
Well,
yesterday.
fill it in there. If you
3.
tell me what the item is. The item cannot be a weapon.
It's a book.
That can be a book.
Pocket watch.
It can be a pocket watch. It cannot be a weapon or something that you would otherwise
I know
need
what
to
your items are.
trade or upgrade.
I know what I'm stealing.
You do not have to
Want my
reveal.
book?
You do not have to reveal the personal item if you do not
No.
want to.
You'll
It
explain
may
it.
also have other special
No.
abilities that your character has.
Do we
that
pick
come
those
into
up
play.
along? Yeah. You just get more stuff as you play.
Correct. As you get more abilities or you get more items, you're going to be responsible for filling out the book
Yeah,
to
Do you have a
describe
stapler?
or to keep track of your character.
I do, but it's all the way
I do.
upstairs.
At the break.
Yep.
I'll get one at the break if you want. All right. The next page is any injuries. Injuries come from being knocked out and your health going to 0. You may have madness. or insanity type effects. Those come from your sanity being knocked out to 0. You may have mutations. They may come from your corruption exceeding the maximum corruption limit.
I think my head itchy.
Is mutations good or bad?
I guess it depends.
Or
Would
do
you
it's
call
bad
would you
because
call a
it's
third eye in the
something
back
wrong?
of your head good or bad?
Good, because
say
then you
that's
can
pretty
see
good.
stuff behind
But
you.
okay, some people might call it bad. I guess it's up to you.
Mom has
Good,
one of
because then
those.
you can see if someone's sneaking up.
Alright, the spells and sermons page 10, I think the only person that's going to apply to is Lexi, and I will go over that with you in detail when we take a break. Okay?
She's a spellcaster already?
Yeah.
Basically, it's built on a preacher template where the preacher's doing sermons and boosting morale and, calming people and that kind of stuff. Okay? So, other than violence, other than shooting type.
If
Mom could do
If you
that.
talk nicely to the monsters, they will stop attacking you.
And then the history page is on the back. You guys can take notes for whatever you want. And as you rip off pages and want to take notes on history or backstory or adventures, and I remember we did this there and that kind of stuff, that's up to you guys. I'm not tracking all that because I have enough problems putting it all together. So it's up to you guys to remember where you went and track and do all that kind of stuff. I'm no Matthew Mercer. I'll track everything for you. All right.
What?
Agent knows what I'm talking
Yeah.
about.
They run a D&D thing.
Okay. Any big questions overview on the books?
I have one about my character.
Backstories we can cover later on.
No, it's
Pretzels.
not about the backstory.
What's your?
It's about
See what? That's a good thing we didn't sell your present.
this.
That's what Grandma said.
Satchel?
Didn't you hear her say that twice?
No?
Something with the satchel.
You have that in your inventory, right?
Olympia.
Does
Yeah.
that mean it won't be corrupted?
Their house.
Correct. I will describe it as we go
I can eat more.
when that time
What's
comes.
that?
What are those?
Are they regular pretzels?
Okay.
Peanut butter.
Down, fast down.
Just bubbles.
I'm not going to belabor you with 3 hours of explaining rules for fairly, detailed mechanics of the game. What we're going to do instead is we're going to learn as we go and learn how to use these
Lex, do you
abilities
want
and all
any
that
of these?
kind of stuff.
No,
Jim?
thanks.
No, thanks.
Okay. Back over.
All right. The first thing to note
$98.
is that
A lot of pencils right beside me.
Why are you
we are in Masthead,
They're back.
Colorado.
Who owns that railroad?
Me. I do.
Denver Pacific.
Oh, I thought you said Union Blue Rail.
Union Blue runs into Denver. From
Ah.
Denver out past where we are is the Denver Pacific. The town of Masthead is pretty darn small. It has
A saloon?
saloon and a sheriff's office. And that's all that's
Those
there.
things
Because
seem
the
pretty
first
well
thing you
together.
build is a saloon, right? And it has a hotel and a campsite.
There's a sheriff's office and something for them to do.
Okay. So you guys are all going into the saloon.
You should make those with the saloon or the bus?
Do,
Yes.
do we find out our characters?
Look.
Oh. There's another game board.
I didn't want to break this out and have everybody distracted.
This is so extensive.
That's how I operate.
Does this
girly.
come with the shadows? The Brimstone?
Dad, get your clipboard off the board.
When we are referring to directions,
Oh.
this is north. If you have any questions, it's this little thing right there.
Oh.
North and
Lexi's
south.
north.
I'm north.
So you're south.
Northeast.
This
I'm
is
facing
north.
north.
Grandpa's west.
You're facing south. But you are north.
We're looking
Oh.
towards south. But
Actually,
we
you might
are
want to
north.
tell him because he's directionally challenged. Shut up.
All right. And which one of those looks like a
I'll
saloon?
shoot you.
Looks like a saloon at all?
I would say
This one.
that one. Yeah.
This one has a whole bunch of tables.
Oh yeah. No, that looks like a gambling.
Gambling table?
That's a gambling.
Yeah. Okay, we'll call that whole building over there the saloon.
Oh,
It's
you
got a
can't reach
bar.
over
All right.
Yeah.
I can't see any of this. Why am
Yeah,
I
this is
blind?
like a storehouse.
That looks like a
Blind.
theater.
I'm just too
I just
short.
saw this.
You can
and
move that thing.
Oh,
I
this
just,
is
your
a
way,
church.
Kelly.
Does it just slide?
Oh.
Take
Oh,
your,
it is.
yeah, just lift it up, pull it out.
It's
Slide
probably
it
the
over,
priest.
put it in front.
I don't know. We haven't met her yet.
Because she said a book.
He's
and
taller,
priest
you can
is
see.
a book.
Can we scooch this chair? This
Yeah, you
couch
can
in?
move the whole
Wanna come
couch
close?
forward if
A
you
little
just
bit.
everybody butts.
Closer, everybody.
Everybody butts.
Why are there so many
Butt scooch.
tumbleweeds?
Thank you.
At this leadership conference I went to, we had to do that across the floor.
What? Why?
It was like a teamwork thing.
Now I need a
You
drink.
had to put
This
your
is
legs up
stables here.
on the lap in front of the person
His
in
big
front of you.
fridge in there
I
has
was
drinks
gonna
in
say,
it.
where can I go grab a drink?
There's orange, there's cream.
Oh,
Sheriff's
horse
Diet
steak.
Pepsi.
Grab me a
Which
water.
make one of them the sheriff's office.
The jail.
Here's the
And that's
jail,
the
so
sheriff's
that would be
office.
the sheriff's office.
Yep,
Where's the sheriff's office?
Right here.
and the saloon's across the street.
Right.
We need little
All-
sticky.
and one of these is the hotel.
That
This
would
has
be-
beds in it.
Yeah, up there.
And that's the hotel.
This is
What's
this
the
one?
church.
That one doesn't exist because
Oh.
there's no
What's
church
this
in
one?
town.
That's the hotel right there.
The whole thing?
Uh-huh.
Sure.
No, they're two different buildings.
That's
That's,
okay.
the, that's the expensive one. This is the cheap.
Not important.
Oh yeah, because
There
you
you
be with another person.
All right. So the story begins
You
as
surprised me.
this tall, lanky, really strong-looking young kid walks in to the saloon, and he
Billy the
sees in front of them a couple of people sitting around playing card games or dice games and stuff like that, and generally having a good old time. I need you
Ooh.
to pick your character that you're going to be for the rest of the game
Wow,
from
so
the thing.
only one of them fits.
Only one of them really fits.
Back.
Here you go. Store.
Alright,
Ooh.
put him inside the saloon at one of the tables in there. Do you want to describe what you look like?
And
Bless you.
I'm gonna get out my feet.
Is he walking in?
Yes, he's walking
So
in.
he's the tall, lanky.
Yes.
Wait, it is
With
a
a
kid.
hammer.
19.
It's communion.
Mjolnir?
He's
You're
19.
older
You
than
notice
me.
immediately when you see him walk in that he kind of has this big hammer. You know, like one of those
He's
big
Thor.
sledgehammers.
Paul Bunyan.
on
Like,
it. He's
yeah.
either carrying it or he has like a contraption
Like
where he can
Paul
hook it to his
Bunyan?
back. So
Wait,
that he
what?
can- like
He's
kind of
Paul
like
Bunyan.
Thor, except
What's
the
that?
hammer's
Paul
like
Bunyan.
got 3
It's a-
times
it's a
longer handle.
sledgehammer.
Yeah.
Guys, got to start getting in the mindset of role playing, not random conversation stuff.
All right, AJ. Or I'm sorry, Liam. You want to describe
Oh,
what you
Liam.
look like,
He doesn't know my name.
or just describe anything that anybody would notice about your character?
Are we supposed to
when you
keep track
walk
of
in?
everyone's names? Would that be a good thing to do?
Yep.
Yes.
That's what I'm doing.
'Cause
I'll
Oh,
never
no,
remember.
it's like
them as
introducing
their
everyone
name.
each time.
The only thing I have written down is I look like I don't belong there.
Okay. You got kind of fancier clothes, more like a city type, less like a
Yeah.
Like a
country
city boy.
city
You look
boy,
like a city boy.
out of place in the Wild
I'm
West.
a real boy.
City boy?
No, the city boy.
All right, he sits down at a table, and you're kind of watching around there, looking to see what games of chance are starting
Is
to
he sitting at a
happen.
table by himself or with the other people?
By himself.
He hasn't really sat down yet. He's just kind of wandering around. When you turn around and you notice walking in the door a person wearing a woman wearing a bright white shirt and a bright red scarf and riding pants comes storming through the door with a little bit of a swagger.
It's a skirt. Oh,
You
no.
can see she has a 6-gun attached to her arm or to her hip. And
Yeah, I'm not actually.
what's your first name?
I'm
Sarah Ellen.
Sarah Ellen.
Sarah Ellen. Yours is a sad story because during your travels out west, while you've been out and about, you just kind of stumbled into Masthead because you've just recently been waylaid by a bunch of bandits on your way into Masthead. So, like your last town you were at, on the path there, they attacked you. They held you up at gunpoint. They stole your father's Henry rifle. They stole one of your Colt pistols.
Oh,
stole-
come on!
They stole $500 in cash from you that you had in a special bag. And
You see, that's when you put the cash in your shoe.
And they took a pot shot at this large wolf that used to accompany you.
Mr. Wolf.
Hit it in the leg, and it ran away, and you haven't seen it since.
What kind of gun was she carrying?
Luckily, you then managed to run and escape.
No. The
And
one
on you at the
Colt.
time now,
Colt gun.
you have your father's Colt pistol, the first one that you ever had, and your personal item. The other possessions you have lost. Oh, okay, I forgot to tell you, AJ. You should.
Well, I'm really glad I built a good character with
You
backup
did.
stuff there. It's all gone.
Don't worry, we'll get it back.
You have
You just need to find the right friends to help you get it back.
You have 150 gold in your pocket.
What is
Grandma
this?
was
25?
rich.
Those are 25s.
Sweet.
Is that okay?
Sure.
And you have 50 gold in your pockets
Juice
that you
bar.
managed to hide in your
Smells
boot
like
that they
soda
did
bar.
steal.
Oh yeah.
So I have 150 in my
No,
boot.
you have 50.
Oh,
Wait,
Like,
so
what
You don't,
that
have
means
to, you don't have to write that down in the book because I'm giving you chips, but then at the end of the game when we're done for the day, then you'll put what's on here back
Overall.
onto your book. So you don't
She
have to
had
keep
6
track.
Take one of your
That's
things,
a lot.
or we'll figure it out. Boxes
Alright.
for each of us.
So that explains why
Bring your
you're
own
missing
box.
some of the items that you had.
yeah, I was looking at that in the storyline. I'm like, where's all my other stuff?
Alright.
She made herself way too advanced.
I was gonna say you went crazy.
Alright, so you can walk in the bar or walk in the saloon, and what do you want to do? Oh, first off, anything other distinguishing marks you'd like to tell people as that they see as you walk in? Other than she has a really angry look on her face from being robbed.
I would imagine.
Excuse me, mister. And when I do that with my right hand, he notices a branded scar on the palm.
There's a branded scar on the
I
palm
need
of
to
her
make
right
my
hand.
way to the bar. I'm a bit dry.
Alright.
You have anything to say back to me?
Which hand?
Play this.
Well, just
Right
a random
here.
stranger walked past and said, "Excuse me."
All right.
It's not reason to start up a conversation.
So you didn't
That's fine.
like hit on the girl walking by or anything like that?
She's
No.
older than
How old
him.
is Sarah?
I'm
Ellen?
23 years old.
Oh,
He's 19.
How old is?
Alright.
Liam?
Like 19.
As you guys are standing around looking, what you see next walking into the bar is a tall 6'5" burly dude wearing what looks like animal skins and kind of long gray hair, and he looks like he's been out in the sun for way too long, like roadkill kind of.
who is he describing?
And that guy walks in the door,
Roadkill?
looks around with kind of a stern look, and I need you to pick a character.
I can't see any of them.
Do you want
Gabriel.
Gabriel?
That looks like you, maybe.
Like the angel?
Do you want
Is that?
I really
is that
don't have.
Indian?
I really don't have a good miniature that matches you. That guy with the red vest is probably the closest. You notice he's carrying in one hand. He's carrying a big, long hunting rifle.
we are not going to be
All right, and he walks in the door, and you have any distinguishing features that people might notice that Sarah Ellen or Liam might notice as they walk in?
I brush past and don't make eye contact. Don't really acknowledge the existence of anyone, but you notice that I kind of smell.
Like roadkill?
Like I've been out in the woods. For,
And I'm sorry, what was
Hasn't
his
had a
name?
shower for a long time.
Gabriel.
like ever.
All right, and you managed to rub
You
together
haven't showered ever?
$50 in
I'm
your
in
pocket
my
because you
seat.
never had much use for money.
And I wandered over to the corner, in the darkest corner I can find of the bar, and sit with my back. Just pull up a chair and sit with my back in the corner.
So you can see everything.
With his gun just slumped
Dropping
across his
pretzels.
arms there, cradled,
Dropping pretzels.
Yep.
just like
Wait,
he's
your
waiting.
mom?
All right, Um,
Come on, you're cradling.
the next person you see walk in the door is a. If you didn't pay attention, you wouldn't almost even notice her. She's kind of hard to describe. She kind of looks like every woman that you've ever seen with no real distinguishing features. I need you to. Did you already look at these things? I need you to pick.
Pick one that looks the best for me.
The one that's probably matches you the best is probably
What's your name?
that.
No one knows.
Oh, I wanted that one.
You like her?
That works.
Is that okay?
That works.
Sorry, there's a lot of brown and dark colors because it is the Wild West. It's not
Why
the
are there
most
so many
colorful time.
tumbleweeds?
Anything else anybody
What?
might notice
Right
there,
here?
Belle?
You're a princess.
Her name's Belle.
Did you make yourself the most stereotypical Wild West woman?
I am. Actually, you honestly don't even really see me walk in. You just like totally overlook me. You just blend into the background.
Alright, and you got $150 in your pocket. The whites are 100 and the greens are 25.
Salty,
Salty.
like a pretzel.
Alright. The next thing you see walk in
Thing.
is
thing
the
you
next
see.
person you see walk in
They are
is
not doing
is a small, thin Indian girl. And she walks in, she's wearing kind of Indian clothes. She's not trying to blend in, but she looks out of place, like the opposite reason of the city boy from the West. She looks kind of out of place in the town, but she looks like she'd fit in anywhere in the countryside. She walks in, you want to pronounce your name?
Emukali.
Emukali.
How do you
How do you
spell
spell
that?
that?
Or waterfall. IMMOOKALEE.
Spell that
Did
again.
you
Go
just say
for it
that
again.
IMMOOKALEE.
And what was your other name?
Waterfall.
We'll
Okay.
just call you
That's
Middle.
really cool, Lex.
For those,
What'd you say?
For those
I said
studied
we'll
up
just
in
call
the
her
Indian
Lou.
ways, specifically Gabriel kind of notices a Mukli. I've heard that before. That must be Arapaho.
What?
So that must be. He says
Oh.
that she must be she must be one of the
How do you spell that?
Arapaho.
A-R-A.
Is it A-R?
A-R-A-P-A-H-O.
Are we just walking in and announcing our names to everybody?
I'm doing the names so you have something to write down other than Indian girl whose name I don't know.
Can I have my best friend on my arm?
This would be just no.
Where is he?
We'll get to that.
This one. Yeah.
Oh, not yet.
Oh.
Okay. Anything else they would notice about you as you walked in?
I have one green eye, one brown eye.
One green eye and one brown eye. Heterochromic for those who are so science inclined, which would be Liam. He knows that word. He's heard that
Do I
before
not know that
somewhere out east.
I have long black hair that
You
goes
might have, yes,
Green,
you
brown, or
probably,
green and blue?
you probably know heterochromic as well.
long brown,
Yeah.
black,
Wikipedia.
long black hair that
Gabriel-
goes
Gabriel-
down.
I'm the only girl.
Gabriel
that
is,
Remind
knows
us
that.
of
Gabriel's the
that.
farthest person away from knowing what heterochromic means.
Nor does,
Nor does he
nor
care.
does he care.
All right.
I think you should have worn a beard.
And you,
I'm worn up.
Imukli, have a measly $25 in your
And you
pocket.
thought you didn't have much?
I think everyone needs to dress for their character the next time.
I have an Indian costume.
All right, next person you see walk in. We'll get introductions done, and then we'll do the pizza order.
Wait, where's my person?
It's 11 o'clock.
I didn't get my person.
It's 5
Oh,
I don't know who I would.
I don't know who you would be. This is kind of like a guy thing, but you want to be that one? That's the one that looks most like an Indian. Otherwise,
So the
I'll
person had
be an
it.
Indian. I'll be the Indian guy. Pretend I'm a girl. Okay.
Guy's carrying a pretty
So in
big
other
gun.
words, I need to go to Catapult this week and have them 3D us some people that look like our characters, huh?
That would be really cool.
well, yeah, I'm getting a game here that should have like 30 miniatures in it sometime this summer, and I can probably guess that most of those will have more or archetypes that will match the characters.
I walk up on the balcony and I look. I
Meanwhile,
overlook
we need to put little
everyone.
labels
All right,
on
so
our
you're
people.
staying back out of everybody's way, overlooking
I'm
everybody.
looking
on the
like in at the
balcony
bar
of
or
the saloon,
outside?
overlooking everyone.
All right. Next person you see walk in is this is a dapper man with a pencil-thin black mustache and really fine
It's not you.
Western clothes. He looks like he came straight out of a TV show. Well, I
Wait,
shouldn't
say
say
the
that.
last thing
He
before
looks
the
like
TV
he
show.
came straight out of
Magazine.
artist depiction on a book, since there is no TV in 1880. All right.
An artist depiction of what?
So he's a high class
Of
gambler.
of like your typical Wild West dude.
So he looks like Rhett Butler.
Yeah,
I
there
don't know
you
who
go.
that is.
Gone with the Wind.
He looks like if Hugh Jackman wanted to play a cowboy, that's what he looks like, with a
Does that
black
work?
pencil thin mustache. All right.
Guess I really showed my age there, didn't I?
Wait, what's your name?
His name is
Jackman?
Clay. As he walked up to the bar, I think that's probably your best guy there.
AJ, he's a dragon.
And when he walks in, everyone in the bar goes, Clay!
Clay! And you hear a bit of a theme song starting. Where everyone knows your name.
Knows your name.
Clay!
And you're
I'm
always
picturing you
like
as a
Cheers.
James.
All right. Anything else they would notice? Anything else they would notice about you, Clay, when you walk
Ah,
in?
so
You
good.
wanna go where people
Bill, anything
know.
else?
All dressed in black.
All dressed in black,
Is it time for the
with a black mustache.
You really are Rhett
Is he
Butler.
armed? That's the stuff that I noticed.
lady in
He
black?
has
carrying.
Armed with a pistol.
he has a pistol
Six
on his
gun
belt.
on his
What
hip.
was
All right.
like a Mowgli carrying?
She was carrying a big wooden staff.
I don't have room for that.
Ooh.
Just put down pretty staff.
No, I don't have
Pretty
room for it at all.
Oh.
You need another piece of paper?
I'm like sweating. No, I have like the on lines. And,
Don't have
You
All right.
need a sprayer.
Clay has
who?
$250
Ivan, you
Wow.
in his
These are
pocket.
money
He's
bags.
a riverboat gambler.
Oh wait,
I feel like I
UFO.
haven't written.
POC, UFO.
I'm just like, he said they feel like you
He's
haven't
only
written down
written
enough, and he has like
everybody's
one.
He sees
one
us
of
like
those fruits per-
rapidly writing
Yeah,
each
you're-
time.
That's what I'm
It's
writing down. It's not my job to
Is he
track
in a
what
suit
people
or
are,
just like
you
black
know.
clothes?
I'm tracking like what I would
Dress
see.
nice, dapper.
That's it.
I'm really
he
tempted
does.
to
All right.
But I haven't written descriptions or
Probably a bad
anything,
suit
just
stripe.
names.
Oh.
The next person you see walk in is a young girl, probably 18. No.
No.
No, 23. What?
Yeah,
Is
sure.
that right?
I don't know. I
You
didn't
never
come
told
up
me.
with an age.
All right. She's about 23.
Age unknown.
And since I don't know much, you're gonna have to describe to me what she looks like.
Put on
I don't know
spot.
what she would look like. I was thinking more of like a story, not what she'd actually look like.
All right.
Well, in default, she looks like you.
You can
Not
just
yet.
fine.
just
All right.
describe
She's
that
wearing
person.
a flannel and jeans with cowboy boots and a cowboy hat. Or that girl.
Long
All right.
blonde hair.
Yeah.
With a blue skirt.
Yeah.
A blue
And she's
cowboy skirt.
got a bag
Cowgirl skirt.
across her body.
What's her name?
Kitty.
Take kitty.
Kitty.
Meow.
Like the animal.
Miss
Meow.
Sure.
All right.
Blackie.
Hey, look, she even has a bag across her.
Is she
That's a huge rifle.
so dressed like
see
a
it.
Western, a normal Western
Yeah.
farm girl or cowgirl or city girl?
No, a cow. Like a. I live on a farm.
Okay.
She's dressed like
Where's
she
the
belongs.
food?
Belongs. Where's the
I want to put her with the food.
food?
Wait, that's the food?
Always
All
hungry.
right. And you have $150 in your pocket.
Oh,
Is she armed at all or anything?
She said she had a pistol.
I did.
Oh, what's
She
your
said
book
she had a
say?
bag.
I will savor this.
My
has a
book
satchel.
doesn't have anything. I have a bag, I said. But I don't have any weapons in here.
All right. So she has a big bag. What's the bag look like?
It's just like a brown
Leather.
bag.
Like a
yeah.
saddlebag kind of thing?
Yeah, like a big bag with a handle.
That could hold a bunch of stuff.
Yeah.
Oh.
Different from the saddle, the
Carpet
side.
bag.
Everybody has the side bag.
Sure.
It's
What they
different
call
from
it,
that.
carpet bag?
I don't like that.
Guess you used a lot of
All right.
money.
The last person you see walk in is a. What's he look like?
All right, so he's 24,
Okay.
and he walks in. He's wearing traveling clothes, like he just came off of showing someone around the area.
All right.
He walks very confidently into the saloon, but he doesn't really talk to anyone. He acknowledges the presence of everyone in the bar, but walks very confidently up to the where the actual bar is,
AJ!
and orders himself a drink and sits down.
He's no longer.
Okay.
He has a thing that most people would notice about him is that he has a very defined rifle slung over his back that
Descript.
he is very, very protective of. He has a hand on it at all times until he sits down. And when he orders his drink, he sits down at the bar and doesn't talk to anyone.
What's his name?
Okay.
It's gonna be one
Bennett.
quiet ballroom.
Bennett.
Everybody's very.
Bennett.
Wait, is
I
Bennett
haven't
smart?
gotten a chance to yell.
I'm assuming that guy. It's either that or you could be the Mexican bandito.
Oh, I thought that was
say?
a soda.
How old are
I
you?
said he's either that or he could be the Mexican
Gabriel?
bandito.
I
Yeah, he
thought,
can't be the Padre.
How old are you, Gabriel?
I thought that was a soda in his hand, not a dynamite. It looks like a soda.
No, it's dynamite.
It looks like a Coke.
And another thing that everyone would notice about him is that when he walks into the room, he looks at every person and notices everyone, but doesn't talk to anyone.
Doesn't talk to anybody.
Can we go around and say our ages?
Boy, it's a quiet.
I think I'm the youngest.
He has $75 in his pocket.
I don't think Clay. We had Clay's age. I don't think we had that. Belle, did we have your age?
Clay looked like he was about 40. What?
About 40 years old.
Yeah, 40 something.
I'm
He's
18.
the old timer of the group.
No, I'm the old
Down
timer.
the road. I know you are.
I'm like 57 or something like that.
I'm
I'm just
18.
trying to remember what the exact
I
age.
think I have it on
Bell.
your questionnaire. On
I
your
feel like
first,
a
I'm
baby.
first
I'm
section.
53.
How old are you, Lexi?
I'm 18.
Gabriel's 53.
In
Oh, I'm only a year older.
1876,
Everyone is
he was
older
about
than
ready
me.
to die.
I have
Lexi,
a long,
how old are
hard
you?
life.
18.
I
I'm
think we're
youngest.
1880.
And June 1st, 1880. That's where we are today.
June 1st.
Yep.
How old are you, Bennett?
24.
And how old is Clay?
40.
Or I mean, Belle.
28. I had
Say
to look
June
it up.
1st?
Yep, June 1st, 1880.
What, that's what today's date is?
That's when we're starting.
How old are you, Clay?
28, right?
28.
28. Oh, him.
How old are you
Bell's 28.
locally?
Can I be
Locally?
24
Me?
instead
I'm
of
18.
23?
Well, we got a
I'm
lot
young.
of young people. Green. We got a lot of greenhorns.
19,
How old-
23,
how old is
28,
Bell?
18. Bell is
28.
28.
28.
How old's Kitty?
24.
Can I hand that off to you or
So I have
Dad?
AJ's 19. Lisa's
want me to call
23.
now?
Yeah.
You're 53.
Yeah.
And we're gonna pick it up at
I'm 28.
11:45.
Lexi's 18. Grandpa's 40.
You want
Kelly's
my phone?
23. And Chris is
24.
You're
We're
24
both
also.
I have a
24.
number.
Oh, I'm
Oh,
not
you're
going to say
twins.
the age of somebody else. That's why I changed it because Grandma was.
I'll watch your
23.
money for you. Mm-hmm.
I'll be 25.
You're
Okay.
older than Grandma.
Okay, Kelly is
Kitty
now
changed
2
to
years
25.
older. She is 25.
I feel
Especially when
like
you're slinging a gun.
if a random person watches
I
it,
want you to watch
just
it.
shot
Rocco's
my toe
wearing that.
the moment they get halfway in,
Can you please go into Rocco's like that?
Is
You're
Pennsylvania
allowed
open
to
carry?
have a real gun as long as it's not concealed.
Pennsylvania's not open
Non-
carry.
Why not
If it's-
AJ?
You think
Show,
Pennsylvania's
show
gonna be
them
open
that it doesn't
carry?
have a barrel.
What?
So you think Pennsylvania's gonna be open carry with, like,
Yeah, it is.
Harrisburg-
She said it is.
Oh, really?
Mm-hmm.
What?
That's surprising.
I think
What?
you can do open carry in
Pennsylvania's
Pennsylvania.
open carry. Really?
I
But
think
if
you
she
might
shows
have.
people it doesn't have a barrel,
No,
she'd be fine.
you don't have to have a concealed
Just
carry
prop.
license to do that.
No, not for concealed. You do.
To
But-
carry concealed, yeah.
Right.
You don't know if I did or
But
I
not,
didn't.
I could walk around in town with this on my hip.
The world may never know.
Yeah. Hi. This is Lisa, and I'm good. How you guys doing? How's your little girl?
All
It's
right.
pretty bad when you call Rocco's.
Okay.
Oh, hey, how are you doing?
When Rocco's nose remember.
Mom's gonna be so happy.
Look, we get to go golfing.
Wait, really?
With the truck?
Oh my gosh,
What is that?
it's a golf
cart.
course.
Cut,
It is.
cut scene. This part doesn't exist anymore for temporarily. To
So that's the sheriff's office then.
this is a table sitting on that table in the bar or in the saloon. That big round table.
Do you have tiny little
It's a poker
golf
table.
balls?
It's a poker table, except the
Those
people don't have enough money to play
Ugh.
poker.
Those are squid scorpion
What is
thingies.
that?
They're squid scorpion shrimp
The bad
octopus
guy.
elephant thing.
It looks like that game in Star Wars.
Yeah, where they're fighting on the table.
Or Guardians of the Galaxy, too.
That's there too.
What?
Wait, there's a board game like that in
Guardians of the Galaxy.
That looks like an octopus
Yeah,
with
well,
legs.
no, it's
we
not
don't
board
know
game,
about
it's like
that.
live things.
Alright,
Where
do you
they
have a
bet
tiny
on
golf ball?
We'll say they're all
The
starting.
things eat each other in the pub, and Drax and Rocket get really drunk and start like shooting.
Oh yeah, okay. I thought you meant like on the
That
ship.
is true.
I thought you meant on the ship.
That is also true.
All right, ordered. I said 11:45. He's good with that.
Sweet.
I was gonna say, do you have
All right.
these little thingies that we can put around our people so we know who's who?
It's hot.
Just remember where your
Lexi,
character
you have a green dice, right?
Yes, I have bright green.
Oh boy, the monsters are out.
I think
No.
that's us.
These
Memories.
are the size of your hand. They're on the poker table in the saloon. Anybody have a
I have purple.
purple dice?
I have yellow.
AJ,
I
what
need you guys to get out your D4s.
What?
The 4-sided dice.
There's a 4-sided dice?
Yes, it's
Oh,
the
this
triangle.
one. It's a pyramid.
Dad,
I think
you
Chris
got
has
one
the closest
black.
of a pyramid.
Mine's white.
Did you guys know that you can make a pyramid in a pie chart?
Yes.
Wait, is this a game or are we
Next
fighting?
All right.
Grandma, that was next level.
The
Something in there.
barkeep says, "Rally around the table for the next what do they call it?
And next.
What are they
What's the
called?
thing at the racetrack when they call when they're,
The next heat.
the next heat? Rally around the table for the next heat of catching crabs."
What? Is this like
Can I withdraw from this game?
is this like bobbing for apples, but the crab changes
Don't
you?
ask all these questions. Just play the game.
If you don't know what it is, then you'll know what it is, and you'll figure it out.
We don't make up stuff. We're in a
All right.
game.
This is the starting line. Is this black line here?
Oh, it's a race.
You see what looks to be 5 little crab creatures, like sand crabs, that are as long as your hand, set out on this table along this little track that they've put out on the poker table. Okay? Over there, the finish line is that crease in the board. If they get to that line, that's the finish line. He explains, he says, "Catching crabs! Pick your favorite color, we'll double your money." And anybody can bet on any color. We have green, blue, purple, white, or black.
Do we have to?
50
You
on
do
blue.
not have to bet. The minimum bet is $5. Maximum bet is $50.
How much is this?
That's $25.
Okay.
How much do I have?
So we don't have the right amounts of money.
I have change.
Okay.
What is
The
this
poker
one?
table
Oh,
can make change.
I'll bet 10.
That's 100.
50 on blue.
25.
I have
All right.
150.
So,
I need change in 5s or 5s and
I'm older
10s.
than you,
I'll
I
bet
have
10 on
150.
green.
taking AJ's
Oh
bet.
no!
Doesn't sound like real life.
50 on blue.
I think we're all betting for ourselves.
How much?
5 on purple.
So itchy.
5 on purple. Any other players?
10 on,
Dumbest
10 on
risk I
green.
could have.
25
on green?
25 on black.
25 I'm just gonna watch everyone lose there.
Only one of us has to win.
I,
We're all
I'm
betting.
gonna be
The
sad
house
if I
could
lose.
win.
Any other bets? Any other bets?
I'm gonna be sad.
Purple, blue.
Wait, so 5, 10, 15. Okay.
I guess I should have made 25 for everybody so that they could have.
25 on black.
How much, Kim?
I'm doing 5.
5. I'll put your chips out. And what color?
I'll do white.
White.
Aw.
That's your bet symbol.
Grandpa
You're
needs
betting.
a black.
Claude Dixon.
I'm the force.
You would do. Do the little things from the loom. Where you make the bracelets.
Do
Actually,
you want more of those?
Oh, I've got a whole bunch of for them.
any bets?
Yeah, 10 on black.
And I'm doing 10 on white.
Let me change.
Black, you said?
Yeah.
Janine, want to just
Everybody's
And
bet.
you said white?
Mm-hmm.
Want to just the
This
little
is
white
25
medicine
though.
things
I want
for theirs.
10.
Oh, you want 10?
I outfit Jim with plastic containers.
Soon be running catching crab.
See, this is a
You're
5,
not betting?
Sitting out.
Blues are 10.
and this is 5.
Yes.
Okay.
And instead of double your money, which would be 1 times 5, we'll say it's 5 times your money.
Ooh.
I hope I win.
Since only one of them can win. Okay?
I would get
So you get 5 times your bet if you're
Mon black.
minus the house cut. So 4 times your money. 4 times your money if you win. Alright. Any other bets? Any other crabs? No one wants to catch crabs? Alright.
Or not.
And the race begins. I need each person who has a D4 matching the color of that crab. I only need 5 rolls, so 5 people rolling a
Need
dice
one
for that
and
color
Kim
of
with
their
the
crab.
purple. This one, somebody with blue, Grandpa and Lexi.
Yep.
Okay, roll your D4s.
I'm not rolling, right? 'Cause I don't know.
Wait, is this anything?
That's a
The
2.
bottom is 2.
You read the bottom
2.
number. Okay,
Oh.
so blues
No, Lexi, the number around the bottom.
blues moved 1, greens moved
Oh.
2,
Purple's 2.
purples moved 2.
1,
Which one?
white,
White
was 1.
moves 1.
So I would get 3.
Yes.
Mm-hmm.
Oh,
Black gets 3.
Black's out to an early lead.
not for long.
All right,
I don't
need
think
another
Gabriel
roll
would
from
cheer
the
like
dice.
that.
4.
green is 4.
Oh, wow.
1, 2, 3, 4.
Haha.
Blue
I'm not
is
gonna win
2.
this. Ow. My legs don't fit.
Purple.
2.
3.
White is 3.
Mm-hmm.
1.
Black, slow down. Green is in the lead.
By 2, right?
As they come up on the first turn, roll the dice.
I got 3.
Wow.
Oh, man. Did you bet on white? Oh.
Yes.
Blue, 2.
Yeah.
Purple,
3.
4.
Uh-huh.
Black
2.
is 2.
all right. They're approaching the turn. I'm just going to run them off the board and come on the other end. That's how the turn works.
Yeah.
4.
I like
Okay,
this
so
dice.
Brian, that's
feel like
1,
Lexi's cheating.
2 to come back
1,
on.
2,
Oh.
3.
No. I mean, go 1 to go off.
So it's
Okay,
1,
so
and then
that's-
2.
Bring
over
them 2
here.
facing
over
towards
here,
the finish
right
line.
there.
There you go. That's 2 to come on.
3, 4.
There you go.
Yay.
Blue,
Black is 4. 1, 2, 3.
purple.
2.
1,
Come on, Cam. Come
There you
on,
go.
Belle.
So green's in the lead. Green's in the
black.
lead.
I'm not
Green's
gonna
taking it
win.
home.
Blue is off and
I got 4 again.
on again.
1, 2, 3, 4.
How the heck
Oh,
is
I'm
she
so
doing?
Blue's
close.
on.
I got 4.
How many?
That's done. Purple.
I'm so close.
White is 4.
So
1,
close, but
2,
so far.
3, 4.
3 for black.
How many was purple?
That's 1,
She's right
1.
at the crease.
2.
Give that
2.
black my tie.
Oh, I didn't count.
Okay,
them
that's
all.
fine.
I
2,
2,
3,
4.
4.
4.
Black's
Black
all the way over
is
there.
Tie, wait, my tie.
1, 2, 3.
All right, we're on the last roll.
Green wins.
3. Oh,
Green
4.
rolls another 4 and crosses
Betting on
handily.
Betting on Lexi's rolls here. 1, 2, 3.
3.
1, 2. So green and white both finished.
Green finished first. White finished second.
Why did I finish
Because
second?
if she goes 1, then you
You're
go
both moving
1,
at the
then
same
she
time.
goes.
She's in
then-
front of you.
Yeah.
And she
So
crosses.
green's
So
first, second.
That
Second.
one, go.
I have
Blue
one.
went
Rubber
1,
banded.
purple went 1.
3.
Did I already moved you?
him.
All right, roll off your last 3 for last
Can I
place.
roll again?
Nope,
Just to see.
you don't need to roll green.
I
I'm
got
at
4.
3.
Purple's 4.
Oh, I got
Purple
it
is
too.
4. So 1, 2. So purple wins.
Purple
What?
and black tie.
No, black would have won because black
1,
only has to go 2.
1, 2, 2, 3 crosses.
Yeah.
Right, and then I would be
3.
3, and then
Right,
I would
okay,
cross.
so black's
so
third
black
place.
is 3rd place. 4. Purple is 4th.
All
place.
right, an exciting
Blue
race.
lost.
Well, let's pay out our winners. So green gets 4 times their bet.
Does that mean I'm not poor anymore?
You voted for green, just like
Just me.
Any betters on white?
Me.
You're missing out.
White gets triple the bet.
Oh, really? I didn't know
You
that.
rolled for purple and you bet on white.
Uh-huh.
Nice.
Triple, you bet 1-5.
Yep.
You
Did
get
anybody
3
bet
more.
on purple?
And anybody bet on black?
Yep, Dad and I.
Wait, do we
Oh,
keep our
yeah.
money?
You get one.
Do we keep the one that we bet?
Kim, would
Yeah.
Clay.
did Purple get anything or no? Oh, he's not on.
Clay bet green,
Wow.
so he doubled his
Kelly.
green.
What?
You have dropped stuff the whole entire game.
All right.
God.
Oh,
next-
It's just
Give me
that.
your thing.
Well, that's because
You
my
only
feet
bet
are down.
Yeah.
And I forget that it's
This we
down.
came
Do
in
I
third
get to
place.
keep this 10?
Yep. You get to keep your
Yeah.
bet.
You
I
Color.
get to keep the rubber
Throw me
band.
the rubber bands back.
Aw.
Rubber band's back.
And Purple gets nothing.
Purple gets nothing, and I take the money.
Alright.
Oh, Grandma bet on purple. I didn't think anybody did.
Poor.
All right. We'll have another race of catching crabs
Oops, and
in
green's
about an hour.
Okay.
Where'd that room?
All right. Oh, still got a crab. Rogue crabs. Rogue crabs.
I'm catching them. Don't worry.
Be careful
My
they
mom's
don't
already
pinch
done
you.
that.
Manly man Gabriel.
Don't get pinched.
You can throw me that thing back.
This thing. Oh, I thought we were golfing. I was waiting for the tiny little golf ball that you had to like push with your finger.
All right. While you guys are sitting around waiting for the next race for catching crabs,
DJ, take your dice.
Wait, how am I? Oh.
there was some disgruntled patrons around that table, really upset by how the little Indian girl was like sitting across the other side of the table, going, "Come on, come on, come on!" As the crab was speeding up, and she was coaxing that crab because they had all their money bet on purple, and they lost tons.
Sorry.
One of
Are
those,
you mad at me?
one of those guys, those angry dudes,
Leave me alone.
walks up to the table. You can put all your people around the table since you were
The one table.
playing catching crabs.
Oh, I want to stay with
Bennett's gonna stay at the bar.
That's wait. This one
Bet it
stays at the
wasn't
bar.
bad. Yeah.
Bennett stays
He
at
was
the bar.
he was taking a drink. I feel like something bad is gonna happen.
Where's Amukli?
I am right there, next to AJ
Alright.
or Leon.
That guy walks up next to
Leave me
Amukli.
Which one?
Hello?
That guy.
I want the spear.
Hello?
That one.
That's a gun, I think.
We need to get another.
It's her
female
her
figurine.
staff.
Hello, sir.
Takes a walk up to Amukli and says, "Hey, I don't like the way you were doing those crabs. In fact," and he goes to take a swing at her.
I'm a little
Here
girl.
it is.
I'm only 18!
Gambling.
It's not my
Did they
fault.
have gambling laws?
Gambling.
If you
not-
gamble,
it's not
you
my
should
fault
expect
you
to
guys-
get beat.
You guys bet for the wrong
Maybe
people.
for age now.
All right, he's taking a melee swing at you with his fist, and he connects. And I need you, so he does a melee attack. So he had combat of 2. So he rolls 2 dice,
Okay.
and his melee attack is a 4+. If you guys look at your sheet here, I'm going through how this is going to work.
Oh, receipt. Got it.
So he has a combat of 2, meaning he rolled 2 dice. He has a melee of 4+. So he has 1 hit, 1 miss.
Now I'm sad that I won.
Okay, now you have a chance to react to that. when a guy makes a melee attack on you, you look at your melee page.
This.
Look on your melee page here.
Page 4.
Or, I'm sorry, look at your stat page down at the bottom. You have the physical defense. Okay?
Okay.
So you block a hit with defense. The way melee works is you have a melee to hit. If it hits, then you make a defense roll. And that blocks the hit and it doesn't get through. If it does get through and makes it past your melee defense, then you take damage from that.
Did
Okay.
you roll for the guy?
So I rolled for the guy. He had 2 combat with a melee 4+. So I needed 4s or higher to make a hit on Lexi or on Amukali. Now you need to make a defense roll.
So either one of the dice
Thank you.
comes up a 4+ and he makes a hit.
As many as dice as make 4+, that's the number of hits that land.
Gotcha. All right.
So it might be like a double strike. It's just one action. It might be 3 shots from the 6-shooter. It might be a double punch, whatever.
Okay. All right.
Now you're making a defense roll. So you roll against all the hits that are attempted, or all the hits that connected. You're trying to defend against them. Here, you use these.
Page 2.
Those you only use for the fancy.
Oh, for like the
Here. So whatever you
races.
have
Yeah.
there, and then your defense is down here.
Okay,
Put,
so
Chris,
I need
put half of those down there.
So your defense
So I
is
need a 5 or a 6.
You need, what's your melee defense?
4.
4+, right?
Plus 4, yes.
Yeah, so you need to do a 4 or higher. Alright, so he connects, whacks right across the chin with a big roundhouse punch, and you take 2 wounds.
Are you gonna help me?
20, 35.
The little Indian girl who just stole all of our money.
I was poor to begin with.
So how many health do you have, Max? What's your current health?
Yeah.
I think 12.
Run out of the bar.
10.
10. So now you're down to 8. If he keeps punching you and you get down to 0, then you get knocked out and you'd be injured.
Can I step in?
You can step
Yeah,
in.
that's
Is that
what I
you're doing?
want.
I'm gonna
to know,
step
too.
in and say, "Hey, bud, I think that's pretty uncalled for," and just right it into the ribs with a hammer.
You're going to hit him with your hammer in the ribs.
Yeah.
Alright.
Oh!
I need you to make a attack roll,
Nice.
melee, using your melee stats.
Is that what's the
So what's-
purpose of this game? I mean, it's to like defend each
That's
other.
what I was gonna
No,
ask.
it's Chris.
This is the first 2 rounds, and then it's going to turn into a free for all.
Well, I just saw a man walk up to an 18-year-old Indian girl and punch her in the face because he lost a bet.
Right, but I wasn't sure if
Mr.
that's how we're
Marshall,
supposed to
I'm
play
gonna say
this.
that,
Or...
All
that's
I
only
had-
this structured for the first round to like teach us how to do it, and then it's
And
a
he
free
did.
for all.
Correct.
I was gonna say because this seems a little too like
No, this is
turn-based
No,
round.
no, this is how everybody. This
Especially
is how
since I
everybody
started off with
learns
just
to do
this.
the melee fight.
I
How many
needed it.
dice do I roll?
So you look on your melee, you look at your combat. Base combat is 2.
Smack Kitty with the butt of my
If you get any combat bonuses
Don't
from your
hit the
hammer, you
kitty.
don't. So you get
Don't
2
hit the
dice.
kitty cat.
With my
I think you need to make it a rule that these two are
What's your
the ones that
melee?
decide to
What's your
do each other
melee?
either.
on
We've
your
been very well behaved so
melee
far.
to hit is 4+. So you have a 4 and a 3. So
Can I try not to kill him?
yes. So you have a 4 that hits and a 3 that misses.
Yeah.
Okay. The enemies do not roll for defense. They
just
have an
automatic-
automatic defense value. Their defense value is 3. These are actually 1 for these guys because these are just drunken brawlers. So that means they automatically take off 1 to the damage that you do to them. So you roll. Now that you made a hit, now you roll your damage dice. Your hammer says that it rolls a D8 instead. Anytime it doesn't say anything, it's assumed to be a D6.
Which is the regular dice.
Regular dice.
Sweet at people.
So he did 7 damage, and I took off 1, so it's 6 damage. But he intentionally softened his swing so he wouldn't kill the guy.
Yeah, I don't want to try and kill him.
All right, 'cause
Just
that
to
might
break
make
one
you
rib.
a little bit notoriety inside the town. So he
Notorious.
gives him a love tap with the hammer, bonks him right on the head, goes,
Notorious.
and the guy falls unconscious.
Aww.
So you could remove him from the board. All right, but what happens when they see their friend get knocked out by this guy with the hammer
Oh no!
is
Bar fight! Oh my god!
no.
There's so many!
his friends come screaming in.
Ah!
entirety of the town.
That's amazing.
Wait, can I look at one of them?
You know, they're all going to be drunken brawlers for the purposes
They
of
look like Billy the Kid.
And they are streaming in from this side of the door of the bar and occupying like a U shape.
Around us.
Power Rangers assembled.
They
Going
are
back to the food.
You
they
guys
are
aren't in this
occupying a
fight.
U shape around the edges here,
What? So
You guys
nobody
aren't
can
in
get
this
out the
fight.
door.
You can just walk
so nobody
away.
can get out the
Grandma.
door.
Hey. Are you gonna save me?
All right. So now you look at the
Look at
initiative.
all
We're
them.
gonna. This is now what's called a fight. Okay. So we've started a fight,
We started.
or
it.
AJ, or Liam started the fight.
Ooh, now
No,
we're
we
fighting.
didn't.
I
So
did.
now what we
I
do
just
is an
fight.
initiative round. Everybody has an initiative listed on their thing, right?
Where?
My drunken brawlers
Oh.
have an initiative. We're going to call that an initiative of 3.
Does that mean how like
This means in order. These are how the enemies are going to activate. So, who has an initiative? Nobody has an initiative above 6 in this group. The highest is 6. So, who has initiative of 6? That would be Sarah Ellen. So, Sarah Ellen, you're up first. What do you want to do?
What's an issue?
So I do have the
Uncle Dim.
choice to just walk out, right?
The door's blocked.
Oh, okay. All right.
You would
so-
probably get attacked if you tried to. Now, keep in mind that we're in the middle of a Wild West town,
Right.
but we're in the middle of a saloon, but it's a barroom brawl. So if you choose to escalate it to killing people, then that,
the sheriff's office was right across the street?
yeah, the sheriff's office is right across the street, and you're going to have to decide whether that
Wait.
fits your character's motivation.
Does
or not.
my
Wait.
not just knocking him out affect that? Because I defeated him, or is it only when they die?
In a normal game, since we're learning the mechanisms and stuff,
Yeah.
that won't apply yet.
Okay.
On the next round, remind me of that. I'll let you do it twice. since
All
you
this
normally
I
started
tell
kill
Kitty to
each other.
step to the side,
And Mom.
You can actually
and,
move
and I
through
take
your
the
friendly
center.
player there.
All of this started
you take
because
the
I had
front?
faster
I-
crab
yeah.
than everyone
I'm gonna
else.
hide behind it.
I quickly glance over at.
Even if you don't have any melee weapons in your inventory, you still have your fist, which is how that guy
is
was
this an
fighting,
adventure?
as opposed to AJ tapping him with the
Where's
hammer.
your fist show?
That's base combat of 2.
Is this an adventure?
Fist combat.
Or some of you may only have a base combat of 1. Some
Where
may
is
have a
that?
base combat of 3 if you're really good
It's
at it.
under your.
Oh, I see.
I quickly glance over at Gabriel
Is this a
and I
fight
ask
or
him
no?
if he's going to help with this
No, not
situation.
Or is this the tutorial?
And Gabriel.
That's you, right?
Yeah.
You can
Are you helping with this mess?
look up your spell page.
I think you should have an accent.
I don't have an accent.
Not you, him.
Hillbilly accent.
It's not my
I
fight,
can do
man.
that.
Yeah, you can.
Can I call it
It's
a
not.
friend?
It's not mine either. But
This
these
time?
two are going to
No,
need some
no
help.
friends for the purposes of today.
And that's my
You can
personality.
do that, but
because
you'd have to wait
I would
till your
help
turn.
people. It's not my fight either, but these two are going to need some help. Meaning,
All right, so what
Oh,
are you
I'm
doing?
fine.
Just shoot him in the leg.
For I need all of you guys to be for the purposes
Now
of the
let's
bar
drop
fight
this
are
stuff.
considered within 4 movement spaces. So the normal way you do a combat or do a fight is you move and then an action, move and then an action, and we keep just going around like
Just
that.
shoot him in the leg.
So Sarah Ellen is up. Belle and Bennett are on deck. You guys will be next because you have initiative 5, right?
Yep.
Okay.
Ooh.
So what you'll do is you would move up to 4 spaces
Yeah.
and then you would do your action. In this case, throw a punch or whatever.
Like how?
And inside the bar is
punch? I ain't
It's
throwing
like
no
a-
punches.
What is this?
Okay.
The bandits bust
You
him.
can get arrested if you kill
immediately
someone.
takes the front, you know. and
Just
then
shoot him in the
we-
leg.
Do
So
what you're doing. Tell me what you're doing.
I'm telling the crowd that
How did I get? Oh, I know.
it'd be best you guys just leave.
So you're threatening the group.
Right.
Like mine.
Okay.
Oh wait, load your gun.
Instincts take over.
Are you drawing your gun?
And
Not until I
experience
need
take
to.
over. She needed
Alright.
something, you know.
So you're making a threatening gesture
Yeah,
and trying to keep the 2 sides from fighting.
right.
Okay. I'm gonna
Do you
hold
have
that.
your guns out though?
Hold that.
Well, I only have
Yeah.
one gun.
Nobody
because
has
somebody
any
stole
guns
all
out.
my other stuff.
Nobody has any guns out. There's only been a hammer
Yeah.
that's been bumped.
Boink.
I reckon.
Holy smokes! What was that noise?
Not me.
It's Grandma.
I reckon you boys just back out of this.
All right.
It was
And
Grandma.
Yeah, me too.
Don't
What
make
is
this worse than what it is.
Okay.
9 plus.
I'll
stand up
describe that when it comes your
I'm
turn.
showing them.
If you tell me that's
Got
what you
my
want to
hand
do,
on
I'll
my
walk
gun.
you through it. That's why
Telling
we're
them.
running
Yeah,
this.
I
Okay?
will.
What?
All right.
Tying.
Bennett or Bell, one of you two is up next.
Want me to go first?
You see, as a result of Sarah Ellen standing up, hey, everybody, you better back off. The drunken brawlers do not look like they're having any.
Remember,
uh,
Sarah
any
went
effect.
right to the bar when she came in too.
Alright, so am I good to go then?
What, you
Yep,
think
Bennett
I'm
or
wrong?
Bell. You guys have to decide
No.
between you who's going first.
Alright, so Bennett started with his back to the group, but when the door gets kicked in, he reacts immediately and jumps behind the bar, takes out his rifle, and aims at one of them and says, "Don't start anything," or there doesn't have to be a problem if you don't start one.
So you're drawing your rifle,
Draw my
your
rifle,
carbine,
immediately
and
draw
your-
the carbine and aim at one of them.
and you're aiming at
And
one
I
of
say
those
don't
guys,
start
and you're
anything
holding
first.
your shot.
And my
Not
hand's
shooting.
on my
All right.
pistol.
All right, what are you doing, Bell?
I am hiding in a corner. I'm just a lonely little lady, and I don't. A lonely little lady.
Lonely
I don't
little
really
lady.
do
Lonely little
anything.
lady in the bar looking for a lonely little man.
Country
So
song.
I'm just kind of sort of trying to stay out of
Okay,
it. So.
go ahead and move your character
Which
to
one
where
is
they.
That was
where
20.
they-
You wouldn't be a
where you
lonely
want them
little
to be.
lady anymore. You'd just be a little man.
Yeah.
Right, that
Oh,
was
is
my
this one?
history.
You have a
Blue jeans
green
on?
blue jeans with a.
So I'm just kind of like
He's
hanging out in
very
the corner
All right.
because I don't want to get
That's
involved.
my corner, man.
Aunt Kim took
Up
my
next
person.
is
Sorry. We can swap if you want.
Kitty
Meow.
and that's your Kitty and
I have
um.
Four. Need to start a problem if there isn't one.
Yep, Kitty
Oh,
and Liam.
happy
Who's up?
times.
We'll say Kitty's first.
Kitty?
since
I was
Liam
gonna say
started
Liam
this fall.
Who's next?
Meow.
Kitty and Liam are up, and next is
I didn't start
Immokalee
this. It
and
was Lexi
Gabriel
winning the bets.
and
Okay, can I
My
suggest
crab
something?
was faster.
Mr. Marshall.
Just
you're
face
you're
it.
3, right?
Mr. Marshall, can I suggest something? How about we write this down? Like everyone write down the order so we can just do it.
I have it all here on a board. I'm just trying to remember. I'm trying to learn the names. That's why it's
Okay.
taking me a
Okay.
second.
It
That's why I'm
it all
saying
started
clay,
because
whatever.
my crab was faster.
All right. So which one of you two is going first? Kitty.
Liam, oh,
Kitty, what are you doing? Liam on deck. The three of you decide who's going in between the three of you next.
I'm moving to the
Can I
back
go
to
first?
watch all the
Because I
action.
have something.
All right. So you're going all the way to the back.
Like back here?
Yeah.
I feel like
So
only
she's hiding in a corner with
No, I'm not hiding. I'm just watching.
Yeah, she's just standing in the
Well,
back.
don't shoot me in the back.
if things
Why
get
would I do that?
if things
Because
get
you're behind
serious
me.
with
And
I'm
I
that
don't know I'm
German.
gonna shoot
All right.
you
All
on.
right.
I didn't say I was shooting.
All right. Next up, the bandits activate. All the bandits move forward, or all the drunken brawlers move forward till they're in contact with the people. So
What's this? Is this a
Move that-
wall?
no, we're calling this one big open area
Okay.
for purposes of the fight of the brawl. So move all that up.
So everybody moves forward 2 spaces.
Yeah.
quick, you can
And
escape.
the goal is for each one of those brawlers to be in contact with as many of the people they can get to.
Do we need to find out what Clay's doing? It's time to go for pizza.
I'll do Clay's move, and then he can
Grab
make the trip.
pizza.
Well, I haven't gone. Now, Bennett didn't shoot.
I think Clay's
Oh, that's right.
because he
aimed
drank
at
too
him.
much.
You get a second.
Start anything.
We'll do your action with these.
You'll
since you
probably
acted
sit at
first
the
to start.
sit
Now
at the
that they're
table with a
doing
gun
Okay.
at the table and take
Next
out
up
a couple
is
people.
Liam.
Bennett might
Just
take
sit
a
like
shot
this.
at someone's leg.
AJ, go.
I'm gonna try to knock another one out.
Knock them down like
All right,
dominoes.
with your big hammer.
They're all together.
All right, go ahead.
Only discard
Are
of
we
the
starting?
bottom.
Or should he go now?
He's gonna be next.
Okay.
5,
Well, he didn't do anything yet.
3.
Clay.
So you have one
He's
knocked
not-
out.
Didn't go yet.
Oh, that's a 3 damage,
He's a
right?
four.
So they got two.
AJ?
He got 2 hits,
Oh, 'cause I
and he has 1 health left. Which guy is that? That's across from him.
Right here.
Put
All
that
right.
under
So that guy there on that line has 1 health left. Okay. That's the end of your turn. What are you doing, Clay?
I'm moving up next to Sarah Ellen and putting my hand on my gun too, and just gonna back up their
All right,
play.
so go ahead and move your character to where they're.
That's me.
There's a
Got
whole
some
lot of.
backup now.
It's a trap.
Whatever they do,
Thanks
I'm
to you,
gonna
Belle.
back them up.
That's
Or
right.
This is Sarah.
Yeah, but there's
Kitty.
not room.
Kitty.
Okay.
Meow
Cat.
meow.
The bandits at this point
Kitty
start
cow.
swinging.
Oh, wow.
AJ, good luck.
Who's that there in the middle?
It's Sarah Ellen.
I'm right up front. Actually, I'm a little too close because I'd want to be back a little, but I could.
Yeah, if they moved to you,
Yeah, they moved up.
they ignored your
I
gun.
took 2 steps back.
You can hit him with your gun.
All right, the first bandit's gonna take a shot at Sarah Ellen with his
Let's go
fist.
clear.
He's not intimidated.
Can
AJ,
Clay go to get pizza?
Yep, Clay can go get pizza.
Bill, you
In the
got
middle of the bar
excuse
fight,
me,
Clay just-
bartender.
Pizza
I
Hut
didn't know they
delivery.
had pizza.
Excuse me.
All right,
Yeah, me either.
Bartender.
Pizza
He
Hut
lands-
delivery shows up.
he lands 2 punches, and I need you to roll need you to roll defense for 2 hits.
Bartender,
Which
can
guy
you
is
please
that?
get the,
So you look at your no, it's not those. It's these. Those are only for special things, special events and stuff. So you're not gonna need.
All right.
So I'm rolling white dice for hits, of which I have 2. You can roll black die for defense and then red die for
One,
damage.
right? Base combat 1.
Or would it be?
Is it the base combat 1?
You look on your melee defense
Right.
on your stat page. You're not making
Oh.
an attack. You're
Oh.
making a defense.
Oh,
So go
oh,
up to
oh.
melee
Gotcha.
under physical. What's your
Uh-huh.
defense value? +5.
+5.
So you need to roll 2 hits. So you need to roll 2 dice, and you need to roll 5 or higher for either of those, or to negate those hits. So you do.
6
You,
and
you
3.
block one of his fists, but the other one comes through, lands, and hits you in the gut, and then does
Wait, your gun
So
is
that
up
needs to
here?
roll damage.
2 damage to you. No, she rolls damage if she's doing
Oh,
damage.
okay.
My guys do automatic 2 damage. So you have 2 wounds. All right, the other bandit who's standing there across from.
I have no
across
reaction to
from
that.
Nope, across
Or-
from Hammer Boy.
The
He
guy just
sees
hit
the
him
guy
with
with the big hammer that
Hammer
just knocked
Boy.
his friend out,
and I
and
just
he
hit him.
swings, and he took two hits.
2 punches. Wow.
So you
He
need to
did.
roll 2
Make him
defense.
punch your
Or
hammer.
defense of. What's your defense value? You guys will get the hang
My
of what
defense
your
is
My
defense
hat
3.
wiggles.
Okay, so you need 3+ on these rolls. So one of those gets through,
That's mine.
Yeah.
and you
That's
have
mine.
2 wounds.
No, I feel like you're gonna.
All right.
Clay's next.
Can I get a drink?
Clay already
Clay's
went.
taking an attack.
Fridge is in
Kim, you
there.
can roll the defense for him.
I thought Clay already went.
1 punch at Clay, or
Just
one,
put it there in that chair. There you go.
and he hits 1 time with Clay. You only roll 1 to one
Well, I had
hit.
a 4
So
and a 5, so.
okay, so
And
then
his defense is a 4.
okay, so he defends against that and no damage taken. 1 last punch. Who else is in range?
So who this guy hit Clay?
Yeah.
Oh.
This guy to hit Clay too?
Yeah, 1 more swing at Clay, and then that'll be done for the brawlers. The 2 brawlers here on the other side see guns pointed at them,
And then the
and those
wrath
2
of
are
it.
kind of like, and they're not punching. And a miss, all misses by the
He's a
last
little
brawler.
too drunk.
The more people we knock out, the more money we can take.
All right, so that's the end of the brawlers round.
Okay.
Last up is
Guess
Liam,
that's a thing.
Liam and Imokli.
And move.
I didn't get to
Imokli. Oh, I'm sorry, Gabriel, Liam, and
What's
Imokli.
Christopher's?
Amukli
I thought
wanted to
AJ
go
went right
first.
before
Yeah, I'm a
Grandpa did.
4.
Yes,
Yeah.
Bennett.
Oh, he knocked out second guy. That's right.
Yeah.
I mean,
And you don't know.
that
the
would have
last
been
name.
Clay, but we made him go first. So last up is Gabriel and Imokli.
Oh, I didn't
Can I
knock
do
anyone
this?
out. I just did
Yes.
2 damage.
Okay. So what?
Wait,
you,
I moved first.
yeah, you can move first.
Wait. I did.
This
Did
is
we
Amukli.
like
Where do you wanna
introduce
move
each
to?
ourselves to
Up
each
to
other?
those 3.
Or are we just fighting together?
Like behind it.
I mean,
No, we're all
Since
just
I'm in
into the
basic
saloon.
college.
We're
Like, it
fighting
just
on.
happened. You know, we don't know.
These are your
any of
spell?
each other.
We're
Your
fighting on the
spell,
same
actually, we're gonna use
team because they're all attacking us, but we're not.
These
Yeah.
are your spirit.
No,
And
it's
the
attack.
story
What they
we're
call
going
faith.
with is like if you
My
were
face.
in a bar,
So you have
and
4
out
of those.
Just
So it
pick
says
side.
under your
out
faith
of nowhere,
4.
a bunch of people just
Okay.
showed up and started
So
kicking
you can
the crap
spend
out of
that many
someone,
each turn.
and you
So
were
in
on
this
them,
turn,
you'd probably be like,
you're
"Hey,
going to
stop doing
cast.
that," you know, that's kind of what's happening.
You
Right,
can
if
spend
you're
as
a
many of
decent
these to
person,
roll a dice as you want.
Yeah.
Okay?
Yes, if
You need to
you're
get a
not
9
one.
plus
the
in order
biggest,
for that to
burliest
go
of all
active.
is 6'5"
Then the
monsters
power is
doing
how many
it.
you can
Also
add
the
from
oldest.
Darkstone from your bags.
Wait, what's
Weathered
the 9
older
plus?
man.
So really, all you need to do right now is roll 4 dice
Ain't that
and get a 9 plus.
Okay, so add them all up.
Watch
Yep.
away.
What is she doing?
She's.
I'm casting a spell.
What are you doing? You can describe it.
Alright, I am doing.
You don't just read it, but tell them what they see.
I wave my stick. And
My stick.
Staff.
I wave my stick with the magical
Petroleum.
Expecto Patronum.
Nintendo. I wave my staff.
Petroleum.
I wave my staff, and the end of it starts glowing, and the bursts of magic pops out and goes. Oh wait, I have to roll first before that
Yep.
happens.
To see whether you succeed or not.
Oh.
So
6,
you got.
7, 8, 9. Yeah,
Yep.
I got it.
So you succeeded.
All right. So
Just
then
look
puffs
and have a
of
calculator on.
puffs of magic comes out and encircles these 3. And
Okay. So the 3 friendlies next to you.
Yes. And it gives them +1 damage until the end of the fight.
Okay.
Ooh.
So
Wow.
that is
It's called Tribal Wrath.
Liam and Gabriel.
No,
No,
Clay.
Liam
Sarah.
and
Liam,
Clay
Clay,
and Sarah
Sarah
Ellen
Ann.
all have
Sarah
+1
Ellen.
damage.
Does that
So you have
count
to
you
remember
too?
that on your rolls. Yes, it affects you too.
Oh yay!
All right. So that was your spell. Then what are you doing? You swinging it at all? Hitting anybody?
Let's see if I have it.
Running away?
Okay. I'm taking my staff and I'm smacking a guy over the
Okay.
head.
Look under your melee page.
Sorry.
Keep going.
Page
one
4.
more.
What I wanna know.
This thing is confusing.
Oh, you'll get used to it. That's why we're doing this intro.
So
Okay.
you know, I rolled
So you have a
one
one-hand
dice,
shaman
four
staff
dice.
Yep.
with a 2 hit and 2,
I just rolled
combat.
damage.
So you
I
roll
hit
2
it,
dice.
and that's it.
and you need 4s or higher. Roll 2 white ones.
Okay.
That way we can keep track when we're doing
I'm
everybody
hitting
around
a guy
the
over
table.
the head with it.
It's not like a single shot.
And you hit him once.
Yeah.
All right, and now you roll for damage. It's a D6 if it doesn't say anything else.
Oh wait, which one would that be? The
I'll
red?
take 3 people out here.
So it has to be a 6.
Yes, if it's not written anywhere, like his hammer's an 8, but yours is 6.
Range.
Oh.
So you roll 2. He has a defense of
That means you have to be a
1,
second
so he
person.
takes 1 health.
I believe it.
Wait, wouldn't it be a two health because of the +1? attack?
Oh, that's right.
Wait, if you get
That's what
2
you have to
hits,
remember.
can you hit
Look
2
at
different
that,
people?
Lexi. She's on it.
Yes.
What'd she do?
So
She knew it was a
one of
plus.
those, both 2 of those guys are at 1
She
health
had an
left.
extra.
All right, Gabriel, you're up.
Don't mess with me.
No, you don't want the rifle in your.
What?
Yeah, the rifle in your.
Yeah, the red.
Just shoot off a gunfire to get
You
everyone
can
to be
move
quiet.
up to 4, and then you can do an action.
Marshall, who of all of these 4 attacked? You said that there were 2 that
These
did
ones
because
on
they were
the
intimidated.
these ones on the 2 side here do
These
not
2?
attack. Yeah, these
And then-
4 these 5 basically lined up against those guys.
Okay.
I think it was actually 4 against 3.
Yeah.
So probably
So,
this guy here.
these
These
3 were
in that row did
intimidated,
not
and
attack.
those 4 hit.
Yeah, in fact, you can move that 1 over to
Yeah, just
the 3 in this column did not attack. They're kind of intimidated. The
They-
4 on the other
We
side.
have 2 people with hands on their guns and 1 gun pointed at them. So
Well, these guys are brawling, so they don't necessarily even see the other people with guns pointed.
I was just saying that Clay and Sarah Ellen both are ready to shoot. All 4.
All right, Gabriel.
He's thinking.
I'm staying back, sitting in my chair, leaned up against the wall, watching everything.
What? At least shoot his foot.
Not his fight.
Well, Lexi, I'll get you in trouble.
All right.
Uh-uh.
They didn't attack him first.
They attacked me
They
first.
attacked me, so I'm good to go for shooting.
Oh yeah.
Yeah, you could shoot him now if you want.
I don't know if the sheriff will respond very well to he punched me first. So I killed him.
I feel
Yeah.
I feel a strong sense
This
of
All right.
is the Wild West.
friendship.
That is
towards
the end of the
towards
round.
Liam.
Started beating me up, so I shot.
All right.
He punched me once in the gut, so
Everybody made it all the way around. Okay. At this point, the three guys over here on the side are like, "Hey guys, knock it off!" And they see that they've got guns drawn and everybody's getting ready to shoot at them. So they run over, go behind these guys, and they see these other ones are getting their butts kicked. That are down to 1 health, and they're like dragging them off and breaking up the fight.
Can I nod to the three, being like, "Yeah, you did the right thing. You're not gonna die now."
Yeah, you certainly can. Okay,
Is that right? I drug them off?
Exactly. So the fight right now is at a standstill.
Hold them back.
What about the two that are still engaged?
Ceasefire.
The two that are beat up and still engaged.
I don't think there's enough.
Those are the two that are being drug off.
Oh, okay.
So these two are hurt. Their
Yep.
buddies pulled them back.
Correct.
These guys stopped
He's holding
fighting
him.
for right now.
Yep.
But they're just kind of
What about
standing there,
that guy?
Right. All right.
waiting for the next move.
And next up is Sarah Ellen.
Shoot.
You got punched, but now they stopped.
Yeah,
Their
but
buddies
I have
broke
no
down.
idea. What is my line of?
Just throw a chair at him or something.
What? Just
shoot
be
at their
your
feet,
character.
but don't
Whatever
shoot them.
personality your character
Say
has,
skedaddle.
do it.
What do you want to do?
But then I don't know how that they get. Then they decide, okay, I'm going to hit you. That's
Just don't
kind
hit
of,
them, and they'll be fine.
Are you gonna give them the last chance to back away speech?
Well, what if I shoot at their feet and tell them?
Okay,
the,
try that.
The next one.
You could try that.
Dance.
The next one.
The next one is going to.
Yeah, you could
Okay.
certainly do that.
You won't be
Is
so
that what
lucky
you're doing?
with the next
All
one.
right.
So you're gonna put one shot at the feet of the furthermost guy, or the guy closest to you, and say back off.
Yeah.
Is that what you're doing? All right, roll one ranged attack.
Do I actually think he
Wait, if she
I'm gonna
missed and
tell
she
him-
accidentally hit him,
That's
Oh,
what I'm
okay.
waiting to see.
Okay. I'll
hope
wait
she
till
doesn't
after I
roll
shoot.
one.
So I'm using a
shoot
white.
him in the foot.
Is that
One.
correct?
Whites are to hits.
I do
Woo!
have a healing
She made it.
spell.
All right, so you pull out your gun, you go into the
Dance,
floor
sucker.
there, and you're like, back off, and
Yeah.
and you
That's
Your
your
bullet-
last warning, people.
There you go, and your bullet hits 2 inches in front of his toe, and he jumps
No,
backwards,
not the
and
toe.
he's like, whoa, whoa, whoa! And then by that time, the other guys rejoin, and they all back off, and then they all basically turn around, turn tail, and run out the bar.
I'm gonna pick up the nearest thing
Ah.
and
That
throw
unconscious
it.
dude
Get
ran
out
out
of
the
here.
bar.
Yeah, they grab their unconscious buddy and drag him out the
Sir
bar.
Ellen, you did what I was gonna do.
Alright.
All right, now the fight is over, and now we do what's called a catch your breath round. So everybody gets to roll.
Pizza.
Everybody gets to
Bartender,
roll,
pizza.
2d6. Oh, wait, let me make sure.
2d6.
R2D2?
Just the normal dice.
Yeah.
Is it like the upgraded version of R2D2?
Catch your breath.
Catch your breath. Blow out and then.
Wait,
Yeah, but if you're rolling
we
two,
roll a
you use
d6
these.
twice?
Easy.
You could just use the small ones.
Yeah.
That's this, right?
I
Yeah.
like my sparkly ones though.
These ones? What do we.
That's
Do
a
we
good
have to
one.
get out a butterfly net?
A butterfly net.
We have to catch our breath.
Oh.
Come on.
Sorry.
Lexi, can you
Should
roll,
remember
shake
what
them up
this
and roll
is.
like
Yeah.
that, so they're not flying across the thing.
Ending the fight.
Just put your hand over.
Anybody who was KO'd during the fight would now be recovered with maybe a potentially injury or something like that.
Broken
Anybody who's still not KO'd at the end of the
We
fight
could
rolls.
do it, right? Like, we
Uh,
do it a little bit, it's like 10 minutes away. Talk about beach.
Are there characters who actually
No,
have
this is what he
sound?
was talking about. We're gonna
Roll
talk
one
about
d6.
this here, so-
Or I'm sorry,
So it's
it's
not
a
like-
D3.
Ah,
So
we have to do
you're
it.
taking the roll into D6.
Yeah.
Relax.
Okay, you guys are doing a
Yep.
catch your breath. You roll a D6, and you only get it's a D3. A D3 in the game means 1 to 2 is 1, 3 to 4 is 2, 5 to 6 is 3. Okay, so go ahead. Everybody
So we
who's
need a 5 or 6.
everybody can roll a D3.
I
I
got a 2.
got 4. So I got 2.
I got 1.
I got a 4.
Okay, so you healed
I got
one
a
wound.
2.
Oh, yay.
What'd you roll?
A 2. One time.
So you healed one wound.
Is this
Give that back
bloody
to
wood?
you.
AJ healed both wounds. Lexi healed 1 wound. All right. Anybody who didn't need to roll
This one.
to catch your breath
I didn't roll this
can recover 1 grit instead. You guys are all at your max grit, so that really isn't going to apply. Okay. Some of you have special abilities that say use a grit to do something.
Yeah.
This is how you would get the grit back at the end of the catch your breath thing. Otherwise, you could use a grit to re-roll a dice. Like if you were shooting at that guy's foot and you rolled a 1, I would have told you to hit that guy, and now they're drawing their guns. But then you could spend a grit to re-roll that. It's basically like a luck chance of lucking out.
So now, under my class abilities, does that mean that every time?
Just say
No, thank
I
you.
asked him about that yesterday.
What did you say?
It got filled up.
Thursday.
All right. Your side bags. They contain up to 5 side bag tokens. By the way, these are some rule cards. If you ever want to look through them, they show you rules for what your thing is. So there's your.
Yeah, you fine.
Okay.
You can read that for your 6-shooter. These show you what the side bag tokens do to remind you. But
There it is.
those are the 3 that you can purchase or that you have access to right now. And a bandage, you can discard at any time to heal up to D6 wounds, up to 1 to 6 wounds.
Are herbs
On yourself or
are
somebody
the
else?
herbs medicine?
Either.
Yeah.
Okay.
A whiskey token you can discard to heal up to 1 to 6 sanity. So bandages do the physical healing.
How
Whiskey
much?
does the sanity healing.
How much does it cost?
That depends where you go.
I am not done with it.
You're not
And then
done
you
eating
can
it?
also get dynamite,
Are you done
which you
eating?
can throw
Wait.
at range and then have it explode and do damage
But
to
no
your
one
Dynamite.
is. No one is the guy drinking the soda.
How much does this stuff cost?
Well, right now everybody's going to get one
Oh, yeah,
one of
thank
3
you.
of their choice.
I'll take the
So,
bandages.
Liam, what would you like?
I really like band-aids.
Band-aid?
It's a
We call them
bandage.
bandages in 1880.
Aren't band-aids and
Sarah,
bandages different
Bandages and
things?
what?
Whiskey and dynamite. Bandages heal health, whiskey heals sanity, dynamite
Now,
does damage.
I had some medical stuff with me, but I can't put that
No,
into play.
that doesn't. Nope.
The guy stole
Sarah
that
Ellen
too.
seems like she came stacked and then got robbed. So
Yeah.
Which is why she got robbed.
yeah, it might
Seriously.
there
She
might
had
have
to
been
get
some,
robbed
some
'cause she was
bandit
stacked.
balancing that happened there. Sarah Ellen might have been a little too
Wait,
strong.
Wait, is the whole reason you did the bandit thing
I
is
don't want whiskey.
that way?
Although I can maybe trade whiskey, but
We could track down the bandits. and
I'll
take
take a
everything
band-aid.
Bandage.
Bandage.
I would like a bandage.
Bandage.
I'd like whiskey.
Whiskey.
I think everyone's getting a
Dad,
bandage.
take notes.
What do you want there, Kate?
Dynamite.
Oh
Dynamite.
boy.
You're going Kate.
Whatever he's called.
Clay.
Clay.
Play the dragon.
Dynamite.
I might call Grandpa
For the
Kate.
saloon.
TT.
or for the
Lexi,
school
nobody else
teacher.
would understand that, right?
Whiskey.
Whiskey.
So what? So now we just write in here that we have one of these.
No, just keep it in front of you. And
Oh,
then when we
snap.
close down for the game,
Then you write it.
everything you have is tokens, money, injuries, and all that will all go onto your paper, so we have it for next week.
Do I need to take something?
Yes.
I'll take the.
You can give it to somebody else if you don't want it. But
Why
yes,
would you not take something
have
at this
one of these
point?
for free.
Because I don't.
Just
Just
take
take a
something because
bandage.
then you
This
have.
doesn't go in
you
your
can give it to
Darkstone
someone if you
satchel.
want.
This goes in
I-
your side bag that can hold up the
No,
file.
I mean I have something that does stuff that the bandages does. Oh
Okay,
wait,
well, then
oh
you
no,
can-
that's.
You can give it away or
sanity.
sell it.
Or
I'll
you-
take bandages.
Alright.
I looked at something that was sanity
You're
instead.
flipping.
Alright.
Oh, and I'm not allowed to have
You might
explosives.
have trouble seeing
Correct.
things.
You're not allowed to have explosives or
he's,
tech.
he's in a drunken stupor. He's got
Where,
that full
where
down.
did we get this that Gabriel was drunk? I feel like he said
He
it
took
sometime.
the whiskey.
I
I
took the
just,
whiskey
he
too.
just said he was smelling.
Oh,
Get your dice off me.
I
I
am.
never said I was like a stinking drunk laying in the.
If
in
you're
the
watching
gutter.
this,
But you do
You
look
said
like
you
you
were
just walked
smelling.
off
if
the
you're
mountain.
watching this, don't worry, we're
That's
always
the
crazy.
idea.
Gabriel is smelling.
He dressed his part.
Just letting
That's
them
right.
know.
Alright.
Smelling all.
Nice.
After you settle down to your free your free pizza at the bar, at the saloon there, the saloon guy comes around and says, "Hey, anything else I can get you? I also have for sale bottles of whiskey for $50. The good stuff. This is stuff that makes you not afraid. It gives you
just
courage, liquid courage. So it's the same as the whiskey tokens that we handed out just now.
Why would you buy more?
So if anybody wants more, you can buy whiskey for $50.
I wish I had more money.
Wait, how much do you have?
I have 75, and I'm not willing to spend it all on whiskey. I wish I could.
I'll buy something for you.
Alright.
You're poor too, aren't you, Gabriel? We're a couple of poor guys.
Actually,
I'm
keep your
pouring
money
this
till later. You
rotten
find out.
government crap.
I don't need money.
It doesn't have any real value.
I'm poor in this society that we're thrust into.
You want gold.
There's a crotchety old
You
guy
want
that comes up from the corner of the bar. Not him.
Wait, not you.
Not him. And
Why'd you point at me?
he comes up and he stands across from Belle.
Okay. The lonely
And he
lady.
says,
The lonely lady looking for a
Bell's eyes
I
brightened
didn't
up.
say I was looking for somebody. You said lonely lady.
comes up.
Meaning I was the only one there. I was alone.
Please make it happen.
He comes up and he says, "Hey, my friends over here at this other table and we're looking for storytelling. You got any stories you could tell? They're pretty loose with their money, and if you tell a good story, they might give a good tip.
Ghost story.
That's
They're just
creepy.
lonely. They're just lonely old guys looking for somebody
Lonely
to
lady
entertain them."
and some lonely
This
old
is-
guys.
Wait,
But I don't know how to tell stories.
And
I
this
feel
game took a
uncomfortable
turn.
in this situation.
Mommy, just
This
tell
is
a
my
story
way
about
of
what
going
Far
happened.
more interesting.
Just
I
tell
feel
a story about
uncomfortable
what
in this
just
situation.
happened. It's good now.
Why?
You could
William
always just
starts
not
squirming in his chair, gets a little uncomfortable.
say you're not telling a story.
See my socks.
Do you choose to go over to the table
See, I
and
love you with bacon.
interact, or are you going to ignore them?
I'm gonna ignore
Okay,
it for
I
now.
can see the.
All right.
Oh, together.
Another bar fight, hooray!
They get angry and they storm over.
Wait, what did you say?
Really?
She
So
just
I'm
said,
gonna ignore
yeah,
it
she
for now.
ignored him.
She says,
Just
"No
tell a
story for
about
you."
what happened, but just twist it.
It's 9 o'clock on a Saturday.
All right. What do you guys want to do next?
Regular crowd stumbles in.
I walk up to them and say, if she won't tell you the story, I will if you just leave us alone.
If you leave us alone.
Ooh, that's hard.
Well, they were leaving us alone anyways.
Yeah.
All right.
But they got mad and they stormed over.
Oh, no,
something
No,
like
he
that.
was just joking about
he was
that.
joking
Oh,
about
wait.
that. That
Oh,
was a
never
joke.
mind.
Okay.
Never
No, they
mind.
didn't get mad and
Oh, never
turned
mind.
into a
then.
bar fight. They went back. He got sad and turned away, tail between his legs, and went back to his table.
Aw,
Wait, he's a dog?
way to go, Belle.
All right. So what do you guys want to do
You
next?
knew my background.
So,
you
Jim,
know.
how
You're
much?
midday in town.
Like, how much can? Should we be making things up
Yeah,
while
should
we
we be
go
deviating
along?
from
What?
your story, or
I have no story. This is I
Okay.
inject things into the story as I see the need, but you guys are the ones who want to try to drive the story.
All right, so I'm walking over to that table of guys.
Okay.
So should I talk to you, or
Yep.
who should I
And-
talk
and you
to?
talk to
Okay.
me.
All right. Hey boys, I hear you want to hear a story. Well,
Oh god.
here, like man fellas.
it's not exactly a story I want, but I'm looking for a little bit of information.
Well, what kind of information
So
are you looking
my-
for?
While I was traveling, I got ambushed by a crew of guys, and the one was wearing a black coat with red scarves tied around his one arm.
No, I gotta take notes.
Do you have any idea who that crew was and where I might find them?
Where's my note thing?
Your blank piece of your pad? Because I'm looking for those guys. They took some of my stuff, and I'm ready to get
Some
back.
of it.
Say he had a black coat and hat.
He had a black coat and he had red scarves tied around his right arm.
She's trying to get her
With red scarves around his right arm. I have not seen that man, but I'll put the word out and we'll let you know if we do see him.
I don't know how long I'll be in town.
Is there a
You stop
reward
getting-
for this information?
Roleplay. You
I just got an idea.
Not really a reward,
You
no.
have to sit very
Not a
still.
reward.
Unless you,
For a story.
Just
unless
looking for a friendly
unless I
turn.
actually find them because they have.
Well, I'll
all
tell
my
you what.
money.
I will put the word out to the to all the folks in town that I know, and I have a pretty good reputation around the town here. If, in turn, you send that pretty little girl over there over here and talk to us for a while.
Who?
Yeah, that one over there.
Hey, I don't know her, and I'm not looking to get involved in it with somebody else's business.
All right. So I just figured a turn.
I'm just talking to you, and if I get a hold of this crew, and I get my belongings back, then there may be a reward for you.
All right. Maybe a reward, but you won't send the girl over. All right.
Why is Gabriel
Took a sip of my whiskey.
I think she's a bit shy, anyways.
Burns.
Burn.
Excuse me. That's some mighty good whiskey. Always got
Take it
good
all
stuff
away.
Okay, that was
All right.
my interaction. I'm walking out to check on my horse. I'm walking out of the bar to check
Wait, do we
on
have
my
our
horse.
horses?
You do have
there's
your
a
horses.
stable right here.
I'm gonna go to the bartender and ask, is there anything interesting going on around town?
Interesting going on in town. Well, as you can see, there aren't many buildings in our town. The only thing we got here is really the sheriff, and he's kind of patrols the whole county. He does have a bounty board, I think, hanging up over by his shop that you can check out. He also sells a couple things. I don't know. I haven't had much cause for being over there. And there is a job board that hangs outside the hotel, and that job board is usually for
That's
people.
me, yeah.
It's
Some
kind of like where
people
people
stay
put
on
to
the
sell the stuff they want to get rid of.
I'm outside checking.
You know, you've seen it outside all your local establishments. The whole odds and ends. People looking to sell their old tractors. That kind of stuff.
I'm gonna go out and take a look at that bounty board to see if there's the person that Sarah Ellen was talking about.
The person that Sarah Ellen was talking about. All right.
Liam's a do-gooder.
I was gonna say, Liam seems to be quite the eavesdropper.
And a do-gooder.
You do
Interjecting
not
himself in quite a few
see
situations.
on the bounty board anything listed about
So you're over here looking at the bounty board.
Y'all better stop burping.
any black coated red scarf. Assuming you heard that description, you don't hear about anybody that she's described as the people that ambushed her. You do see on the bounty board is a bounty on some, or not a bounty. What do they call it? What's Andrew do when he sells his furs?
Trade?
Barter.
No, what's that? It's not
A trapper?
bounties. It's the guy that buys furs or buys skins from folks.
Tanner?
What do they call that? I don't know. Anyway,
Yeah, a tanner, a furrier.
he says,
People.
he said, or you do see a thing that says bounty on void spiders.
What?
Oh, okay.
That's what you see. It says void spiders, and it has a little drawing picture of a little spider looking
Like a spider from the void?
That's what it says. Void
What?
spider.
That's all you
I'm
see.
good. I'm checking out.
A void
That's
spider
fine
with a
me.
picture. It says 10 gold each, or $10 each.
$10 each.
That's a mighty good deal.
Where are we at? Masthead, right?
Yep.
So that's what you see hanging up on the bounty board.
Isn't it void space?
Is there a human bounty?
Nope, so you don't see any
Spiders.
wanted posters or anything
Oh,
like
she spelled with
that.
a Y.
Oh, wait.
That's how you spell the tricycle, like the
car.
yeah. It's not really a car, but yeah.
You do see hanging in the window of the sheriff's office there, what looks like a really new, fancy black duster coat, hanging on a hook there with a sale tag on it that says $1,650.
Holy crap!
Why
In
is that
1860
important?
or 1880.
I
Yeah,
think
prices have inflated a little bit in the
a little.
land of.
Why is that
Brimstone.
important?
Because it's probably a really good looking coat.
Might be a good looking coat. Might have armor in it.
Kevlar.
What is it?
A
Black
black.
duster.
You
No,
don't have to write
one-
these down. No. It's a black duster for $16.50. It looks like it would add 2 to your health and give you armor 6. So the way armor works, you've got 2 hits, then you've got defense, then you've got armor. Armor's the very last thing that can take damage off of an attack.
Of each attack or one
So
time?
a guy rolls a 2 hit.
You have no
You
armor.
use
Two hits.
defense against it. Roll 4+. You miss the defense. Now you've got an armor 6+. If you roll a 6,
Nope.
the coat stopped the bullet.
Oh, 6+. Gotcha.
6+
Okay.
armor.
So you're rolling on the armor value.
All the numbers are 6+, 5+, whatever. Yeah.
Right.
So it adds an extra layer of protection against getting that hit
Yep.
through.
Gotcha.
Those like weird like.
Is there like a general store in this town, or is there?
There's no general store. Are you asking that of the bartender?
I'm just asking.
He's outside.
Yeah,
You
I'm
should ask
outside
me.
now.
Hey, did you happen
I'm
to notice
walking out to Sarah Ellen, and I say, "You said you're looking for a guy with a black coat and red band." Yes, thank you. What'd you say, red band?
red armbands tied on his right arm? Yeah, that's right.
Was he hanging with a crowd of other guys too?
He was.
About how many?
There's 4 guys total.
I think I might know who you're talking about, but I don't know where they'd be.
You have a name for me?
No, sorry. Those got him pointless.
Well, how'd you run across him?
I'd rather not say right now.
Wow, thanks for the information.
He says,
I guess thanks, but that wasn't much help to me.
bartender says the nearest store or place to buy a bunch of stuff is over at Hilltown,
Where's
which is
Hilltown?
to the southwest of here, a couple days travel.
Where's Hilltown?
I'm kidding, by the
Southwest.
way.
Oh, I was looking at the wrong side.
Sarah Ellen.
Oh, that's
now
too
you
far
notice my
away.
lip scar really bad.
I don't even see it.
Where?
I thought it was a
or-
brand.
Brand-
Or actually,
yeah,
Oh, okay.
scarred my hand.
Seraphim and Hilltown are your 2 bigger towns in the neighborhood.
Are you saying that there's no general store in Seraphim? Because it looks a little bigger than Hilltown.
There's stores and places to buy a bunch of stuff in Seraphim and in Hilltown.
All
Kitty,
right.
do you live around this area or are you traveling?
Can I get my horse?
You can get your horse.
Traveling.
Yeah.
You?
Alright, I'm gonna grab my horse
Kinda
out
the
of the
same.
stable.
All right.
Can someone move me?
I don't like to
Would
stay
you
in
this
towns too long.
Yeah.
Yeah,
The
she-
stables.
It's not a stable. That's where they're
That's the
tied up.
sheriff's office.
Oh, this.
They're tied up outside the sheriff's office in
But
the
there's a
stable.
stable.
But there is no stables in
Right.
town, so they're just
Actually,
tied
don't
up.
have a stable as a building.
Where's my horse?
All right. So you've looked at the bounty board. You haven't gone in to talk to the sheriff. You haven't looked at the jobs board outside the hotel. You could hang out for the rest of the day at either the hotel or the campsite.
I'll go check out the jobs.
Yeah, I want to look at the jobs board.
Hey, stranger, that was a pretty good mood you did in there for that Indian girl, helping her out like that. Almost got us in a mess of trouble, but
It was fun.
you stood up.
Did you say it was fine?
Fine.
All right.
I like it.
So who's going to the jobs board?
I am.
I'll
Alright.
go too.
You guys both walk up to the jobs board there
Where
by
is
the
it?
hotel,
The
over here
hotel.
at the hotel.
I can't reach that far.
And it looks like it has a place for usually a number of flyers to be posted up. The only
There's a
one that
hotel
you
in this town
see,
now?
There's always been a hotel in town.
the only one that you
Oh,
see
the sheriff.
is a flyer that says special job wanted done, willing to pay well. Come see
Bart.
Marty Mick.
McFly.
what is his name?
Fly.
No, Marty.
Marty McMuffin.
I had it. What was his name? Marty McElliott.
Alrighty, you can.
Does it say
But
where
only
to
those
find
two
Marty
know about
McElliott?
Yeah, it gives his address in town. It's one of the little buildings right there
Okay.
on Main Street.
What do you think? You want to check out that job with me?
Sure, I'll go along.
But you were there.
Stand the smell.
I'm just making
Hanging
my
out.
way through town, man.
All right. So you guys go to Marty McElliott's house and knock
Yep.
on the door.
Or that's Marty's house. Kind of looks like a church.
It is.
All right, you knock
Sounds
on
like
the door. A gray-haired, crazy-looking guy with white frizzy hair sticking straight up.
Scientist.
Whoa! What are you guys here about?
The job.
Morty?
Oh, you saw my job on the jobs board, did you?
Yeah.
What the heck?
He says that's great. Come on inside. I gotta talk to you quick. Come on inside.
Okay.
Alright, I go in too.
I'm gonna hold the hammer like ready in case.
Should you make a threatening gesture at the old man?
No, I'm just gonna hold it ready.
Alright. I'll rest my hand on my giant knife.
All right, he
Stop.
kind of
Have a
calms
knife?
down once you're inside a little bit, and his white hair is still up, going and
Is he a
everything.
scientist?
He's kind of wearing like a lab coat and everything.
Albert
They don't have lab coats in 1880.
Wait, what was
just
his
wearing-
It's
name?
less
You
dirty.
time
It's less
traveler.
dirty than everybody's
What was
else.
his name?
Marty
Marty
McElliott. And he says, okay.
Wait, is that from back?
You guys got to keep this quiet, but I need a job done. He says,
Is this illegal?
Yes.
He says, nope, it's not illegal, but it might piss a few folks off if they knew what was going on. So,
Okay.
this is on down low, and this is what I need to have happen. I am manufacturer and inventor, and I'm working on some stuff. I call it my project, Forward to the Past.
Flash from the past.
Forward.
I call it going forward to the past.
Oh my.
In
Oh,
order to
back
accomplish
to-
this project, I need to power my special flux integrator
What?
on my machine. The only way I can power this flux integrator is with some darkstone. Now, this town is a special town in that they have a kind of ban on darkstone. They don't talk about darkstone. They don't like to hear about darkstone. They won't buy or sell darkstone. They won't trade in darkstone. They don't like darkstone. But I like me some darkstone. And to power my flux integrator,
Is that why he's so
to
crazy?
go past to the back or forward to the past, I'm going to need a big load of it. I'm willing to buy all the darkstone you can find and want to sell me for a good fair price. Now, I happen to know that there's a mine shaft west of here.
I hate miners.
Well, I can't. It's probably no miners. It's probably abandoned.
Alright.
But I got this on good word from a friend of mine that there's a mine shaft that has some darkstone in it that has not been claimed or hauled out yet. And I could send you guys there, bring back what you can, and I will pay you handsomely for it.
I'm
What
down.
do you think? Now, I have to tell you that,
Why didn't you go yourself?
yeah, it's a little dangerous for me. And there ain't a lot of people I can just hire in town to say, hey, go fetch me some darkstone from this dangerous mine. So, I've had this this job on the board hanging there for weeks and haven't had any kind of travelers come around looking. But now you guys are here. You can help me get forward to the past. Isn't that how it goes? Right? Forward to the past?
So
Because back to the.
What do you think, Liam?
Yeah.
You want to take that job?
I'm good with that.
You call him Glam.
Said Liam.
Glam.
I would have called him that. I mean, come on, city boy, you want to do that?
Can
You
we
up for that
get
work?
outsiders to assist us? Or
I'll deal with anybody who's not troubled by picking up and carrying home some darkstone and taking care of maybe a few problems in the mines along the way.
What about all them people back in the bar, Liam? Think we can get them?
sounds good.
Why don't you go round them up?
Okay.
I don't like talking to nobody.
Then why are you talking to him?
You seem all right, Liam. I'll talk to you.
You're choosing favorites?
He likes the city bowl.
Alright, well, I can only give you guys about a week because then I might actually be in the past. So, get back to me by then. Okay? So my offer to you is good until the wee morning of 8 June.
How far away is this mine shaft?
Give me a second, I'm taking notes.
Huh.
Remember, we don't know about this.
Marty McElliott, it's a little bit squirrely.
Yeah, but I'm ready.
Alright,
Yeah, but
What'd
we
you
don't know
ask?
what they tell us.
How far away is this mine shaft?
he says the mine shaft is probably a good 2 days travel. To the
That gives
west.
us 3 days. Okay. I'll go and try to round up everybody who was at the bar to help us.
Okay.
Because nobody in town would help. So, sounds pretty dangerous.
Alright.
Marshall, what time of day is it?
It is around lunchtime. Or actually probably around, we'll
Afternoon.
call it, we'll do blocks of time around 4 hours at a chunk. So we'll call it 4 o'clock in the afternoon.
All right. So we're going back to. You're gathering everybody up.
First, right?
Yeah.
We're calling everyone together at the at
As
the
you're
bar.
walking out the door, he's like, "Hey, you big fella, come back." He's like, "Here, maybe this will help you out." He says, "I've never been good at this myself, but," and he gives you 2 sticks of dynamite or 2
What?
side bag tokens of dynamite.
Floppy.
All right. Where's my dynamite?
That's
Only you were the
scary.
Mexican
Yeah.
dude. It
I'm
would
not
fit.
sure if I want the old crotchety old man to have dynamite.
Whiskey and dynamite.
Maybe that's
Whiskey
why.
and
Booze and
dynamite.
fireworks.
Wait.
Never.
Wait,
Whiskey finished with a little dynamite.
Maybe that's why his hair is all
I'm
poofy.
gonna-
He's had bad experience.
I'm
Oh, his name's not Marty McElliott. That's what I got. His name was Marty McLeod. That's it.
Is that the guy? Is that the scientist?
That's the scientist name. Marty McLeod.
Is he wearing
Isn't
his
it
metal
Lloyd?
chest plate?
What?
Yeah.
All right.
Hmm.
So Liam, you're gathering everybody up.
I'm gonna go.
Yeah.
Anybody
Nice.
not going with Liam back to the bar?
I'm gonna go and say, I've got a pretty good job offer, but it's kind of dangerous. If you're willing to earn some money with me, meet me north of town in about 20 minutes.
Alright, so north of town in 20 minutes.
So you don't want any townspeople
I'm
over
gonna
here.
go.
Wants to meet us at 420.
I'm gonna go.
Alright, anybody else in the meantime have any other business they want to conduct at the saloon or at the sheriff's office?
Yeah. Before we do that, I want to talk to the sheriff.
Alright,
Please no.
you got 5 minutes at the
I need
sheriff.
to go over to the sheriff's office.
All right. So I'm going to the sheriff.
I need my
That's
body.
not me. Where's me?
You're the guy with the rifle in the air at the corner.
Here.
Other one.
You're back in the. You're the one with
You're the one
stones.
holding the rifle really high.
You're the one.
Here,
You're the only
yeah.
one with stones.
Yeah.
That's
I
one
was
way to
looking for a
remember
red
it.
vest. I couldn't see red vest. All right.
Talking to the.
You're going to the sheriff. Are you there when I talk to the sheriff? Who
I
are
can
you?
be on this one. I'm just looking at the wanted board.
All right. You're looking at the wanted board. I'm talking to the sheriff. I'm asking the sheriff if there's any of them government blokes running around.
What are they?
People part of the government.
Any of them federals,
The federales.
federales.
You're asking about any federales.
Cheryl?
Isn't the sheriff a part of the
Yes.
federal?
No, he's the sheriff of the town. Of
Wait,
the
are you
county.
the sheriff?
Yes.
Yeah.
He's every character
No,
that's not
me
us.
at the table is the
Uh-huh.
marshal. The sheriff is the sheriff.
He's putting his sheriff hat on now to answer my question.
He needs
Hey,
the
sheriff,
stuff.
any of them federales running around here?
Nope, we haven't had many of them around lately anywhere. They ain't been bothering us, been leaving us to our lonesome. We're kind of a lonely town out of the way and don't get much in the way of that. When I make my rounds, though, I usually make my rounds down by Fort Perk to hear the news. Maybe over towards Last Chance, but I'll keep an eye open if you're looking for something specific.
Nope, I'm not. I just want to avoid them.
Ooh.
Why would you say that?
All right. Well, you should have no problem staying in a town like this.
All right.
I'm looking
You
at
hear-
the wanted board. Is there anything
Wait.
on the wanted board?
Go ahead.
Anyone?
Anything?
No, there's no.
It's the bounty board, right? That's the same bounty board
it's
we looked
bounty / wanted board.
Oh, okay.
That doesn't have
It's
any
dark
doesn't have any
spiders,
human
or
beings
void
on there
spiders.
at all
Yeah.
right now.
Darkstone spiders.
Wait,
Alright,
do
I'm
we
done
have
with
to
the sheriff.
do we have to bring back the entire spider or just like a part of it?
Probably the entire thing.
Proof of the bounty.
So just like
Take a
Heck.
picture with your cell phone.
A selfie with the spider.
But you didn't bring
Dead
it.
spider laying underground.
Chris isn't along for that.
That's what I said. He said
I'm-
void spiders, and I said I'm
I'm
out.
getting my horse.
All right, so you guys are getting on your horses.
Yay!
All right. Anybody who is not meeting them at the 20-minute mark north of town.
I think we're all going.
Is everybody going?
I'm not going.
You're not
What?
going?
Nope.
All right.
Wait, how about we rest up for the night and then we'll be refreshed in
well,
the
I'm
morning?
just getting everybody to meet me north
We-
of town
we
so
don't
I can
even know
explain
what's
everything.
going
know.
on.
Oh.
Yeah, I'm just
Oh.
explaining everything. I'm
Oh,
not.
okay.
We're not actually leaving.
Bennett's
yet.
definitely going with Liam. He's intrigued.
I'll go hear what they're talking about.
Yeah.
We'll see from that.
Yeah.
All right. Are you
I'll
going
go
to hear
too.
it, or are you just flat
Nope,
out?
I'm saddling up,
That's
but I'm walking in
east.
to
That's
talk
north.
to the bar guy first because I also looked at that sign and I want to know about void
Not
spiders
going.
and what they are and
Okay,
where I
Grandma's
might
not
find
going.
them.
I need that board, Brian.
Right, folks?
So
I'm going.
push them off there and fold that board.
Are you
up.
gonna try to earn
I'll
some
get it.
money?
I am.
Well, we're splitting out and doing different stuff now.
Alright, why don't you explain your job? Since
All right, Liam, we want to hear it. What'd you call us out here for?
what do
We
you
just
need?
talked to a guy.
Are you listening to this discussion first before you split?
I guess I can. I guess I'll ride out of town with them and
We
to
went
the north side.
to the
and hear
job
what they had to
board,
say.
and there was a job there to retrieve. Do we actually know what Darkstone is?
You've never seen it
Heard the
before.
rumors.
But
I
heard
have.
about it.
We've heard all the
I think-
stories.
Have I?
No, not yet.
There's this
I haven't
crazy
seen
dude
it,
who
but I know
considers
about it.
himself an inventor.
Yeah.
He wants
what it
us
can
to
be.
collect him some Darkstone so we can go
I think we grab our-
forward
Oh,
to the
no!
past. So
You get the black horse.
he's paying us to go.
Put your character and your horse back by your spot.
Alright. You want the black one?
I want a black.
Is
I
this
need a
qualified
red
as a great
Wait,
horse?
are you
Having all black-
going?
You have an all black horse?
No, these are the blackest.
Actually, nobody was listening to HAU. Right, I need a red horse.
Well, we're getting our horses.
Well, yeah,
I
we
have
have
a
to.
black horse in my disposal.
I ride
It's
bareback.
okay.
I don't need no saddle.
I'm a Yorkshire.
What?
And
How's
other
that?
people.
Everyone
it's
have a
spelling.
horse?
That's me.
Chris wanted.
Here's my character.
Thank you.
Chris, which one are you?
AJ, can you grab those 4 extra horses and give them back to Jim?
Oh, the red ones. Thank you.
Okay, tell your
Why are we
story
getting
about
our
this
characters
crazy
back?
guy. We're
Because we're
listening.
gonna ride horses.
Because
Because
Uncle
we
Jim
rode
said we're
out,
supposed to have
everyone
characters.
rode out to
But
the
we're all
edge of
together.
town.
We're all listening to
He-
Liam.
I'm
because he
listening.
said-
I want to
Okay,
hear
so-
what you got to
Give 'em
say.
back. So we're all on the edge of town, and Liam pulled a little impromptu meeting,
Correct.
and now it's his floor. So everything here is in character now.
Yes.
Me and
I already
Gabriel.
gave you your.
Hey! Nobody calls me that. Only my mama called me that. You can call me Grouch.
I,
The one with blue jeans on.
oh, this
Me
one.
and this guy.
That'll work too.
Me and the old man.
We checked
And
the job board and went to this.
this one.
I'm gonna say he's probably half insane. And he wants us to go to the nearest mine shaft because he thinks there may be some of this Darkstone in there to help him go forward to the past. Now, I don't know whether it's true or not, or whether he's completely insane, but he said he'll pay real good money for it. So I was wondering if any of you guys want to join along, since he doesn't trust anyone from in the town.
Alright, eight.
And I'm going along.
Alright. I have a weird look on my face, but I say I'm going.
How much do you know about the Blackstone? Does it even exist?
Darkstone.
Darkstone. What?
He doesn't know.
All I've heard
Well, I know,
are the
but I'm
rumors. I don't actually know if it exists. So we could just ride out there for nothing, or we could ride out there, get some, come back, and get a lot of money.
You don't even know if that guy has money.
No, I don't.
So why do you trust this guy anyways?
We only give it to him if
Well,
he
I've got
shows
nothing
us.
else to do.
That works for me.
You got a point. You got a point.
Oh, that's hilarious.
I like this kid. I'm gonna follow him.
Picking favorites.
I got nothing else to do. That's a good one. All right.
Who wants to go along?
When are we riding out?
Even split among everyone, whatever we make.
We
When
got
are we riding out?
we got 7 days, and it's a 2-day
I
travel
thought he
there.
said 2 weeks.
So
No, he said one.
it's
I'm
a
gonna
4-day
wait
round.
in a hotel. It's not my line of work.
All right. So you're camping out in the hotel. I need $10.
You give $10, yeah.
I need a shower and a bed.
So
I don't think they have
you
a
spend the
shower.
rest of June 1st hanging out in the hotel.
Breakfast and or lunch,
saying
dinner
we're
and
probably
bed.
gonna leave early tomorrow morning. So if anybody does want to come, meet same place, maybe 6, 7 in the morning.
Well, you two are out.
Oh, you're talking about leaving in the morning now.
Yeah,
Okay.
because it's a 4-day round trip, and I don't think it'll take us 3 days in the mine. So if it's a 4-day round trip, that'll give us 2 days to explore the mine shaft, if necessary.
Okay.
I'll
in.
go.
Wait, say I if you're going. Okay, no.
Give you
I
the
lost
night to
count
think
of
it
who's
over.
going.
Excuse me.
So what? Okay, Jim. So what happens now if I say, "Well, I'm heading out on my own. I got some men to find that owe me
Take some
something.
help.
I'm heading out."
Unless you run in
Now-
parallel, I have no ability to run two simultaneous.
Okay,
Wait,
so we
what
need to stay together, kind of.
We could always
You
find
can
them
sit
on
out
travel.
events, but I can't run two independent
Okay.
storylines.
I'm just trying to figure
So you
out how we can
You can
go.
opt out of a storyline, and I'll say, and they find you a week later.
Okay,
But then you're kind of just
sitting by and
you're a
watching.
spectator of that.
So-
Or
You can
you
come
could
with
try
us.
and talk us
Which
into
is
going and
basically
help
what
you
I did,
find.
right?
Well,
Your
you just
stuff,
said
if you
tonight,
want.
if you don't want to go for this whole week, then yes, you would be a spectator for a week.
Sarah, how about you come with us, and if we run into them, we can help you.
Yeah,
'Cause-
usually I like to travel alone, to tell you the truth, and
Well,
Right.
1 versus 4 doesn't seem very fair. But it's
Don't you want your stuff back?
8
I
versus
ride
4.
out with you in the morning, but I don't know if I'm going the whole way.
Deal.
Yeah.
I'm gonna.
I'm with
well,
Sarah Ellen on that. I may not make it the whole way, but I'll ride out with you.
You may not make it.
Might-
All right.
Hey, does anybody know what those void spiders are, or where you go about finding them? Because I saw there's a bounty out for those things.
I was thinking, all the rumors about the Darkstone, maybe we find the void spiders in the same place.
Maybe they're the
Because I've
guardians.
heard it's like haunted, evil stuff.
Yeah, I've kind of heard the same
Spiders
stories
are
that you've been hearing.
Definitely evil stuff.
And the Darkstone's kind of dangerous thing, but everybody wants it.
So,
Yeah, I'll ride out with you in the morning. I say we get an early start.
so meet same place, 6 o'clock.
All right.
Everyone didn't have watches. You should better say sun up.
What?
Better say
We don't
sun
have
up.
watches.
Half of
Sun
them
up.
have watches.
Sun up.
All right.
Sundown.
Who's
Sunshine.
staying where?
I'm going.
What are you
I'm
doing?
staying at the hotel for tonight.
All right. So everybody's staying at the hotel.
No.
Give me,
I'm
give me,
not.
I said everybody who is staying
Oh.
at the hotel. Give me $10.
There's a
Oh,
campground
God.
too, you said?
$10.
There's a campsite that is free to stay.
I'm gonna
I'm
stay
at
at
the
the
campsite.
campsite.
I'm staying at the campsite, but I'm sleeping out in the wilderness.
Okay.
I'm sleeping in the woods.
There are no woods.
I'm
You
not
do enough
sleeping in
cash?
a tent.
My horse needs some rest overnight, anyways, and my ribs are a little sore from that belly punch that guy gave me.
All right, so
Your
everybody,
face hurts.
I missed that.
It hurts to smile.
Pizza.
everybody who gave me
I missed the
a
bar fight.
10,
Bar fight.
it was just Liam and Clay.
Is everybody else?
Everybody else is
Campgrounds?
staying at the campground.
Yep.
How about we roast marshmallows?
City
All right.
slippers.
I ain't slept in the bed in 30 years.
What? Where'd you sleep? The road?
Me neither. I prefer the stars.
Oh, me too.
We'll get plenty of that.
I prefer the night noises of the bugs.
I sleep with my horse. We grew up together.
Oh.
All right.
pretty old horse.
The stay at the hotel's uneventful. The stay at the campsite
Are you going or not?
is uneventful. Gabriel, you notice. Oh, first off, you guys notice at the campsite that you can buy bandages. That there's a little dude has set up shop there, and he's been making bandages, and he'll sell them to you for $50.
Oh,
Yeah,
3 foot
So
Well,
anybody who
well,
wants
then.
any extra bandages can buy
What's
those.
it called? Medicine man.
For how much?
$50.
$50.
Yeah.
Can you?
That is
All right.
expensive.
Gabriel, you notice while you're walking around the campsite that there is a tent that
Israel?
that says dock. It just has a thing hanging on there. It says dock.
DOC or DOCK?
DOC.
DOC, alright.
And you notice as you're walking towards that tent that your foot has been feeling kind of stiff, sore.
Has your gout been acting up again?
Yeah, kind of like you have gout, and it's been.
I don't have gout!
What is?
And you notice there that they have a tent, and on that sign with the dock thing underneath it, he said there has a thing on there that says surgery, $250.
Don't do it.
What's
I don't
the
have that
No.
much money.
what's
Do
the
your
money?
research.
Alright.
Does it go?
5, 10, 25, 100, 500.
Okay.
Alright, so they can fix my foot for $250?
$15.
What, how much was it?
$250.
Don't do it.
Alright.
Hey, you're
He
wrong.
said
5,
five.
What?
10,
They
15,
didn't say they
20.
could
Oh,
fix it. They
and
said they could
25.
operate on it.
Yeah, they said they could. It says a sign for surgery
I was thinking
for
Operation.
It's a
$250.
good point.
Yeah.
It's a test to see if they're
If you
able
actually
to
do
do
have
it.
Call
gout,
you
just stop
Gabriel,
drinking the
but he
whiskey
didn't want to
because
get
that tends to
hard.
flare it up.
I don't have gout.
What's
I have a
gout?
crushed foot.
How?
All right.
I don't
I
remember.
broke it off to get
Did the
Are you
horse
guys
step
all?
on it?
Are you guys all like these? This is where you throw out your tents and your bedrolls and all that stuff.
Right.
Are
I'm
you
sitting
guys?
against a tree.
So you're not all gathering around the fire
I'm
together,
sleeping in
roasting
a tree.
marshmallows.
Nope, I'm off
I'm
on
sleeping
my
up
own.
against a tree far off alone.
I made a fire.
All right. Okay.
Can I sit with you?
Anybody
Sure.
buying any bandages?
No.
It's
Negative.
$50.
Maybe it's
think it's a
overpriced
little
because it's a small
pricey.
town.
Well, look how much money you guys made from gambling.
If we go to a big town, we might get lower prices.
All right.
I don't know. Things in the city always cost more than
You guys are heading out. Is that right? Okay, we're in the morning now, bright and early, when you guys all agreed that you were going to meet up whoever was traveling.
Yeah.
So who all is meeting up?
I'm meeting up with City Kid.
Here, go here if you're meeting up.
We're all traveling except for Clive.
My horse's name is Midnight.
I'm going. I might not stay
You
for the
may
whole
not
trip.
stay with the
but
crowd.
I'm
I
going
may
to
not stay
begin
with the crowd.
All right.
Drop my horse.
My horse's name is Midnight.
What Doc told you, or what Marty McLeod told you, was he told you if you took and you head southwest out of Masthead and you head southwest until you see a river. He said, go out Masthead southwest till you see the river, and then follow the river north into the canyon. Once you go into the canyon and you go north, you should be able to find the mine entrance there. It should have a sign above it that says Gregor's Mine.
Okay.
You're looking for mine shaft number, or mine shaft alpha, or mine shaft A. And that's where I think that stuff's located.
I'll ride along in case anybody gets hurt.
So, you guys saddle up, and is everybody at the table riding or not?
Everybody
except
except
for
for
Clay.
Clay.
Clay's
AJ's
staying
horse
home
is
at
taking a
the
nap.
hotel for the rest of the week.
AJ,
All right.
And it just fell over. He'll be fine.
Okay. First, let me see. It's gonna take
Do we
you.
stop at the river? Is that like the end of the night or the end of the day?
You guys estimate that on your horses you can get to the bend in the river by your first night. So you start heading southwest. That it? Agreed? Okay. I need a random or anybody who wants to needs to make a need you to make a D100 roll.
I will.
What is that?
It's the dice that goes up by tens.
I'll do it.
Maybe this one.
Yes.
It's 2 of the D10 dice. One of them is the 0s, the 10s, 20s, 30s, 40s. The other one is,
The 20.
I just want to
The
look at
0, 1, 2,
26.
3, 4.
yeah, just the individual numbers. I need the person.
So these two?
No, take that one and the one closest to you that says 0, 1. That one.
Yeah.
I believe that's correct.
Yep. So roll and tell me what number you get.
Yeah, what? 44.
44. Give me a second.
Oh, is that the 44th page?
This is to save me from having to print out 84 pages of crap.
If you'd like, I can print that at work for you. Bring it along next time.
It's the
An email to you.
Where's the
it's
page?
to see if any events or anything special happens while we're riding out. Like we get attacked by bandits or a horse breaks
Hey,
their
we found
leg.
a bandit.
Guess what 43 said? A
What?
message from the future. That would have been kind of funny with this one.
Yes.
would've been perfect.
Here. Where is it? There we go.
Forward to the past.
44.
Okay.
All right. You guys come upon a nearby pool. There's a bunch of reeds
A
that are
swimming
whispering in that pool. When the wind blows across them, you get kind of an eerie chorus, like.
They didn't have swimming
Goose.
like, can you swim in it?
But as you're standing there at the pool, you get chills and kind of shivers come across you there, and you feel that this isn't really like the wind through the reeds. That this is some kind of weird alien melody that you've never heard before, and that you just don't understand it. I need each hero to roll a d6.
Which one's that?
The
Regular
6-sided dice.
This is so confusing.
Square.
Oh wow, that's bad.
Yeah.
Your horse stopped.
All right.
I got
Who had the lowest roll?
Wait, I didn't
I
roll
had a
mine
3.
yet. Let me see your.
Three.
Let me see.
Brian
your-
had a
I did
the
2.
Standard one.
AJ, what'd you get?
I got a 1.
I got a 5.
AJ.
1,
City
2,
Slicker got
Liam
a
got the
1.
lowest.
3, 4, 5, 5.
Okay, so there's only one. All right, this really hurts you and strikes home, AJ, and you get really afraid and really feel like there's something evil about this thing. I need you to roll a d6 for horror.
Got
So
a
you
2.
take two horror hits. So those are 2 damage to your sanity.
This is great.
Wait,
AJ, why don't you
doesn't
go
he
in
get
and
to
roll
roll
traits
for will?
on Jim has and stick it on you.
So I will give you 2 sanity hits.
AJ, what's your willpower?
Marshall. Doesn't
This
he roll for
bypasses
will?
the willpower save. All right, who had the highest roll?
I had a 5.
Kelly and Chris.
Anybody with 6s? 2 5s?
What'd you roll?
All right. You guys with the 5s, I need you.
Sarah, Ellen, and Bennett.
Bennett. You're Kitty, right? Val,
Yeah.
Clay.
Oh,
Waterfall.
I
Call me
would
Casey.
normally have you guys roll a
I'm
d6
gonna call
and
you
remove corruption because you heard the opposite. You heard melodious song, natural music, and peaceful. But you don't have any corruption right now anyway, so you would have healed it. But you got hurt for corruption. They got. I'm sorry, you got horror for sanity. They got.
There be aliens attacking
corruption
my
here.
brain.
This one looks weird.
It's a Metroid.
All right.
So can I
That's-
use my comforting presence to heal one of his sanities?
What's it say? Does it say sanity or wound?
It says at the end of your turn, heal 1 wound / sanity from one adjacent hero.
Yes, you could do that once per day out while we're traveling, or once per turn when you're in a fight like at the bar fight or whatever.
Okay. So are you sure you don't want to save it?
So this is the other thing you can do while you're out here on the traveling this day is you can search you guys are on a rolling plain just southwest of Masthead there. You can search around to see if you find anything of interest.
Yeah, I want to walk around that nasty pool with the noise
Okay.
and
So you guys want to search out there?
Wait, is the pool clear
Grandpa's
or
gonna
is
take a
it
nap.
dirty?
The pool is kind of dirty.
Can you see the stars reflecting off of it?
You're not at nighttime. You're at like 8 o'clock in the morning.
Oh, in the morning.
Oh, I thought at the end of the day we only got as far as the
Ben.
bend.
this was on the way.
Oh,
So in days,
Oh, we stopped.
so
at
every
8
day
o'clock.
we do a travel, there's going to be a roll against some event that happens.
gotcha.
You guys can all. Here's the things you can do on your way down to the river on day 1. You can do a search. You can rest. You can spend a grit by everybody. Each person spends a grit who's traveling, and you can go press on and get further on the trail, or you can camp. When you camp, that ends the. What just happened? I think my laptop died. When you camp, that ends the travel for the day, and you're setting up shop for the night, and then you have any actions that you do while you're at night. Okay, so, but you're going to search, right?
Mm-hmm.
I need you
Someone upstairs.
to.
Oh.
Let's do this.
Can I hunt?
Not right yet. Sorry, I'm new to this as well, so
Sorry,
it takes me a little bit to get set up. I'm trying to do this with not quite so much
Okay.
making everything up.
round 2 because I have.
Yeah, we can
Card
break
built.
whenever you guys want. This game is set up to where there's no having to stop.
I say we break
Keep
the
going.
end of this day.
And quit.
All right.
Break that
Yeah.
versus
that's what I
2
mean.
o'clock at the end of
At
the
the
day
end of
that
this
we're
day.
traveling.
Camp at the end of the day.
We're
When
going to
we
be
get to
done
the
in
river.
like 10 minutes.
I think it
Yeah,
died.
it's that.
Why? I thought we were doing a
Is it
search.
dead?
We can
See
break
how it
right
goes.
before we go into the mine. That's like a cliffhanger.
Where's your
Battery dead.
Yeah. Give me 1 sec, guys.
Intermission.
So unprofessional.
Is it still recording
It
us?
is.
I'm disappointed.
We
Is
wouldn't
it
drink
still
any of
recording
that
us?
water.
I wouldn't bathe in it either. Oh, Gabriel doesn't have to worry about that.
Oh, it's muted. I think.
There's
You're
something
funny.
weird about this area.
Is the microphone
I don't know
muted?
what it is,
No.
but I don't like it. It has an off feeling.
It's not flashing, is it?
No, it's just red.
Right when I open the encounters up.
Everybody's taking a nap while we're on the trail.
This is how I ride my horse.
Did you say? What?
That's how he rides his horse.
Well, I mean, you can do that. I've done it before.
How's
Like,
it
why are you
smelling
hanging
there,
out in the
Gabriel?
hotel?
You guys decided you
Where
were
are you hanging
exploring
out in the hotel?
around the area, right?
Yeah, checking out this mystery pool that made one of our people scared.
Alright, I need you to
Made
roll
City Slicker.
Somebody roll a d20 and tell me what it is.
A D20?
Told you, Bella.
The aliens were
This
back.
one.
I'm not a miner and I'm not a.
What'd you say? What did he say?
That's a 1.
That's great.
Really? You look like you're about
Lower
to
the
smack
better.
your horse.
Well, we've got dynamite and hammer to get all this dark stuff. Unless we want to try like shooting it off the walls.
Is that you?
All right.
What
Are
do
you
you
the
have?
orange one?
Bandage.
Yeah.
Here.
I need you to
I'm
roll
dynamite.
a
City slicker.
You guys,
You know how to
Yeah.
use that?
Give the scared
You
kid
light
a thing
it
of
and throw.
dynamite.
What?
I got
Marshall?
you. All right. So you guys set up camp for the night, or I'm sorry, you guys are
We're searching.
searching the pond there and everything.
I'm gonna hang
While,
back.
while you're waiting, you guys fire up a fire and pull out some baked beans to eat.
Wait, we have baked
Beans in a
beans?
can.
Here, you
I was
said
gonna
wait
catch
till we
some
start
fish.
farting.
I guess they're baked after the fire starts.
Wish I'd have went off.
guys-
That's one of my favorites.
We're all
You
beans.
guys grab a can of beans, pass them around, and
No, my buzz.
here's my D8. 1, 2, 3, 4. You're not going, right? 5. And Belle has a bad reaction to those beans, and
Please don't fart.
she cannot consume
Grandpa.
any side bag tokens or any edible side bag stuff
Oh, I mean,
like herbs or anything like that,
We
because she'll
didn't
throw
unlock
them up
herbs.
until the end of the adventure is over, meaning the mine effort.
okay.
Okay, so you don't have any right now, but if you found stuff and you wanted to eat them,
I did.
you could. There are things like, and you can't drink any whiskey. Okay,
Can I heal myself?
not using whiskey or herbs.
Yeah, with my
Yeah, it has
Eat a
nothing to do with eating.
wounds or.
Yeah, it has
Okay.
nothing to do with eating.
Okay.
So
Eat
healed.
the bandages.
All right, so that's the end of your travels on that first day.
What did we find in our search?
That was what you found.
Found that she got
Beans?
sick.
That I got sick.
Yeah, it wasn't a find. It was a encounter. It was an event.
Experience.
Yeah,
We searched, we didn't find anything, so we ate lunch and I got sick.
right, exactly.
I thought
So
maybe we
day
found
one's
the
over.
part-
Day one's over. You guys going to continue on the west
Yes.
Yeah, I
On
guess.
day 2?
on day 2?
Yeah.
Yep.
Okay. Are you going to do any kind of activity, searching or anything like that? Or are you just going to travel as fast as you can?
Get to that mine because we only have a week.
Let's get to the mine. Well, I mean, it's
Good
only
with me.
day 2.
What did I do with that?
But we have 2 days there, 2 days back, which gives us 2 days to explore the mine.
How big is this mine? Did you ask the guy how big it was?
No.
Okay, so you're traveling as fast as you can?
Yeah.
Is that what you guys decide? All the way till the end of the third day there for the
Yeah, look.
fourth day it takes you to get down to the edge of the river.
What?
Or I'm sorry, the 2 days to get to the mine shaft.
I said,
So you
"Gallop,
traveled
but
all the
you
way
didn't."
down to the river for one. Now you're traveling up into the other one for the second. You
Right.
doing anything on the way there? Or are you going to search at all or take any side tours to
Can I-
figure out
can
what's
I
going on?
search?
Or are you just heading straight for the mine?
I say we camp outside the mine because we don't want to go in. Wait. What
We don't wanna
time
go
is
in
it
at
when we reach the
nighttime.
mine?
It'll be in the morning again.
When we get to the mine,
Thought it took 2 days.
The
to
2 days of the camping at the end of that night will put you outside the mine entrance.
okay.
If that's what you wanted to do.
We
So
don't
we
want to
go-
go in the mine at night.
So we
Yeah,
go
it doesn't
into the
matter.
mine on
Don't
the
mind
third
it.
day.
What?
Said rather not do that.
This is something big.
Alright, I need, for day 2, I need
Wait, oh.
somebody to roll D100 again.
50.
50.
No,
50.
roll
Yeah,
the
roll the
roll
other
the
one then,
one.
too.
Yeah.
Oh, 50. This one?
No,
No,
the one
the
that
other
says
D10.
0.
Where
one right
was
here.
it? 9. 59.
Alright. This is annoying me. My laptop's gonna die again.
You want the
Where's
power
your
cord?
I'm just reading it off the other computer because it's faster. I might have you print out the book so I don't have to sit here and do that. You rolled a 50 what?
59.
Or I can bring I'll bring my tablet along and then you can Just have one for each thing. You know what I mean?
Bring an extension cord for his computer charger.
He doesn't want to move his charger and mess with his power.
Okay. On your way to the mine shaft entrance, what you guys see before you set up camp for the evening is looks like an old abandoned mining camp. Like he said, it was abandoned, so that's what you'd expect to see. Not much left behind, but there is an outcropping of rock off to the side there, and you see what looks like a series of sticks of dynamite stuffed into the crevices of the rock, like they were going to try to blow off that rock face.
I say we light it,
Say we collect it and keep it.
but there might be something valuable behind it.
Then they probably would have blown it.
Unless they had to run away, and that's why it's abandoned.
What were they running from?
The spiders.
Avoid spiders,
So if we blow it, the spiders come.
possibly.
Is it a spider?
Sounds good. I need an operation.
Well, let's blow it the next day.
Say when the spiders come is when we cut and run.
I say we
They're
get the
just
dark stone.
spiders.
We get the dark stone first, and then when we come back out, maybe then we can light it. So
Alright.
we'll be on our way back.
So we
The
got a
dark stone
series
might
of
be behind
dynamite
Huh?
carved into the,
The dark
rock
stone
there,
might
like
be
they were going to
behind it.
use it to blow that section of rock because they were mining there. So, if you guys could
Would probably be deeper in the
maybe
mine.
try to recover that dynamite, you could blow it up, or you could just leave it and walk away.
So we recover it, and when we come out, we'll put it. Well, if we have any dynamite left, we'll try to blow it up.
Well, whoever left that dynamite there must have thought that that was a place to search. But what happened to them? Why would they have left so quickly and just left their dynamite behind and didn't blow it? Something happened. There has to be some reason why they got spooked and got going.
So let's light it on our way out.
Well, this is a day 2.
This is the
Event.
evening of day 2
Right. So
while
that-
you're getting ready
we
to
won't
set up
find
camp.
that camp again on day 6. Right.
Did we? Because it's right outside the mine
Right
shaft.
outside the entrance.
Yeah, you
Okay.
could find it again.
All right.
So you're not doing anything with it, you're just going to bypass it and let it
No, we're taking the dynamite.
Yeah, we'll take the dynamite, and when we come back out, if we have any dynamite left, we'll blow it up.
Okay, so who's all attempting to pull dynamite out of the crevice?
Not me.
I can't. I can't touch it.
I'll try.
Lean
I think
tries
it's like
to
you're
pull
awful
it.
brave.
That's right.
So
Why
you're
can't
doing
you
it
touch
by
it?
yourself.
Scared.
Why can't you
Everybody
touch
else
it?
is
Remotely.
clearing off
Why can't
away,
you touch
or are
it?
they all?
Does anybody
I'm
else?
not allowed.
You're not allowed?
It's
So
a part of her character.
Does
Well, that's
anybody
what I
else
was
wanna
asking.
I don't like
help me
explosives.
with
Sorry.
this dynamite,
Just
or
wanted to know.
I don't.
Okay.
I don't
What
like
happens
So
to
you're
explosives.
doing it by yourself? Okay, I need you to roll 3 d6s.
D6.
Jim, is that your phone?
Oh,
Holy crap!
It's mine.
He scored the mother load.
if
So
only
he pulls off
50.
All 3 pieces.
Is that the dark stone?
16 pieces of dynamite.
3
It's so pretty.
freshly used functional sticks of dynamite.
Fresh.
Hey, I'll take
Or
mine
not
back
fresh,
there
but
in City Slicker.
Freshly used.
I guess. Hey,
How'd you get a dynamite?
because he gave me one.
Oh wow!
He
You
threw it at him.
guys are flushing
He
dynamite.
threw dynamite at him.
Hey, let's play hot potato with the dynamite
Does
stick.
anybody want some dynamite sticks?
No.
Extra dynamite for anybody who wants it.
We're probably going to
Dynamite,
need them when we
dynamite,
get in the mine.
dynamite.
Yeah.
Break some stuff loose.
Okay.
Too bad
Okay.
there isn't a wagon left behind out here.
Who doesn't
I feel
want
it's
one?
bad to
Yeah,
give the
long
person
haul,
with
how
the
are we
least
getting it
experience the most explosives.
Good point.
All right.
Bring our saddlebags.
You guys didn't end up in a fight or anything like that, or riding your horses for any kind of weird situation. So you are at the entrance of the mine.
I think we
It
should keep
is
watch.
the next. You guys are staying at night at the camp, right? Or making camp overnight. All right, and then it is the morning of the 3rd day. So it is now. I need to break down on the calendar here.
It's June 4th.
So June 1st, you guys were in town,
Had our first fight.
Masthead.
Our
June
first
2nd
day in
and 3rd.
town.
June 2nd, you traveled.
Wait, do any of us have any sort of like lantern or torch or
3rd,
something?
you traveled. I will explain that when we
We
go
could
into
use the
mine.
dynamite.
You can use my staff.
And you and okay.
No, cut the string off.
Very short wick.
It is now the morning of the June 4th on the mine.
We can use my staff.
All right. Before we go any further,
Wait, what's the spell in Harry
I
Potter
need
that
to-
makes it light?
Lumos.
I need to do
Illuminati.
2 things.
Lumos.
One,
Illuminati.
it's after 1. It's
Illuminati.
close to 1:30, so we can end and be done, and everybody can
So do we want to end
finish up
before or
now
after
before we
go in
start
the mine?
into the mine. Or I can show you what the mine setup looks like and talk you through about the mine. Before we do that, everybody